buzz. We're gonna make the cutest little bee wreath. Are you ready to buzz with us? Let's get going. We're working with the smaller of 14-inch wreath base to start off our whole design. And the first thing we want to do is kind of create the space we want to use up. And even though this is a small base, I'm going to go way off of it. So start with your greenery. We're going to pull that out right here. And we're going to use our exclusive Collease.com fishtail fern. I love that I can push this up to totally make this piece a little more clustered at the bottom, but wispy at the top. It's one of the great advantages of using this type of greenery. We're going to cut these down and start to shape out our base. So I'm just going to use my wire cutters, cut those off the stem, and we're going to create what we call our perimeter. When I'm teaching in design school, sometimes we create the perimeter first, sometimes we'll do it with other florals, but today we're going to do it with our, right here with our fishtail. So I'm going to start going way off the design to kind of create this beautiful wispy look. See how far I'm going off? Way off. So we're going to start at the top and work our way around. Let's go back a little bit here and place these in. Now, I'm getting a liberal amount of glue on there, but if I don't have enough glue, it won't stay. So I've got to have a lot of glue. If I can see the glue, when I push it in, let's say it compacts in there, we use that Spanish moss to hide that and also make sure that you can't see it, okay? And it holds it tighter. So here you see a lot of that glue. I've got my bucket of Spanish moss here. I'm going to pull that off. Today we're using the chartreuse green color of our Spanish moss, and all that will be on the supply list for you, okay? So we started at the top, and now we're going to come here down to the bottom, and I'm going to also cascade a lot off the bottom. So we're going to do that right here as well. So don't be afraid to kind of have a smaller base and work off a smaller base even to make a larger project. All right, so I used 6 of these pieces. I got a great shape started. You can see it kind of coming together. It looks excellent. So now our next move is going to be to use our filler flower. So let me move our little bees out of the way. And our filler flower is this. It is a great wispy berry. And so it's going to provide our main color. It's not our main flower. We've got a different item to work as our main flower because we're using those cute bees. So I'm going to take, and we're going to go ahead and shred this dude down. So when you separate a bush like this, one of the nice things about Collease.com products is I make sure what we carry is easy to break up and work with. Okay, so you see how I separated it? Just tear those down now. Just tear these down into little pieces. And really quickly, look how fast we tear this into separate sections. And now I'm going to cut these babies down by 1 inch, okay? 1 inch stems on everybody and clean that up. Okay, and they're all cleaned off. Pull all this junk out of here. We don't need this. You can save that stem if you want. You can recycle these and use these for picks for other pieces in your designs later, okay? So let's start putting these in. Actually, I need to break up both bushes. Let me just go ahead and do that first. So take your longest pieces that you have, and we want to use those out in between our greenery. So we're going to swirl it here in the glue, and I'm going to go way out to that perimeter. So make sure you're going into that grapevine where it's going to hold it tight. Use a good amount of glue. If you get excess paper, pull that off because we don't need that grabbing our glue. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Let's rock this one way up here and put a little moss in. If you start to do this moss technique, you'll kind of learn. It can help hold things in like a looser design. So play with that. That's something I teach in design school. You guys can use that also. If you haven't jumped in our class yet, we would love to have you. Every week I'm teaching in there a new design and always skills and decoration tips and tricks for you to use. Not only if you have a business, but if you want to create things for your home. And we're going to teach you the design principles we're using, whether that's color, placement, texture, depth. All of those things are super important in design. So you're going to see us utilize all of that together. Okay, so I've got a nice placement at the top here. Look at this. And then I'm going to come back and work on the bottom now. We're going to come into the bottom. I'm going in between these. You can see here, take a look how I made sure that these are kind of moving up. Nobody's really flat when you go from the side. Do you see how they're coming out? That's really important. That'll help you get better depth on your designs. Now, we are going to put these pieces off to the side. We'll use those after we get our bow in. We need to get our main floral in, and we're using two different things for the main floral. We are using this wreath. It's like a thistle type bush. And it's beautiful grass. So this is going to be our main floral. And then we've got to put the bees in. But I want to place this before the bow. Okay, so let me place the wreath over here so we get a good idea of how this is looking. Top to bottom. And we want to equally place these in. I'm going to take and tear these down. Once that bush is all broke down into these smaller pieces, we're going to start and putting these right where we put the filler flowers. So it's really super easy for you. Just place them right next to it, and then you can bend them where they go a little bit above or a little bit below that. Swirl it in. We're going to go in here. And make sure you got some movement on these. We want these to be in different planes of the design. Let's put 3 at the top. Okay. Popping these right in. Fantastic. Now let's go to the bottom and work down here. And we're going to have the bow kind of cascading into this section, so don't go too tight into here. We call this the bow zone in design school. That is the transition point for your design. And hold this little guy off because we'll use him in a minute. So we did the bow on another video, and I'll be happy to teach you how to make the bow as well. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. If you're not into the bees and you don't want the cute part of it, and the bees and the bow is just enough for you, that's fine. So I told you, this is a nice big bow, and you guys, if you're looking for a wreath to make to stock your Etsy shop, these type of designs are great. I've sold thousands, literally thousands of this type of design. And they're fairly quick to manufacture if you're looking for some that are easy, great shop fillers for your Etsy shop. Okay, I cable tied that in nicely. Now go ahead and spread apart those loops. Get these tails going. And bring them on down. Just keep bringing them on down. And then I'm going to curl these little ones up right here. Or you could leave them straight. Either way, we've dovetailed them, so either way will work. And then I'm going to curl the little outside ones and bring this one in. Look how cute. Isn't this precious? I love it. I love it. Now, we are not done because we want to add that whimsy. So grab your bees because these guys are going to be flying out of here, and I think they're so precious. So cut these off the big stem, and the nice thing is they're going to cut off into 3 little sections, which is perfect. Because basically you're going to have one above and one below. And let's take these, spread them apart. Look how cute. Make them kind of go different directions. I think that's fun. Their little wings are moldable, so you can take and make them do fun stuff. And since they're on these curls, you can whip them around. So we're going to use this first one kind of up to the top, above the bow in here. So just tuck the bow out of the way and tuck that in. Let's put a little moss. Oh, stinking cute. Once you hang it up on your door, guys, you can manipulate the bees too to kind of look at you or be tucked in around, however you want. Isn't that precious? Now let's come to the bottom. I'm going to scoot that up a little bit. Now we're going to go on the bottom. Now on the bottom, I don't love for the bees to be upside down. So what I usually do is once we put it in, we'll just give them a little twist because they're going to all be upside down. And bees can fly in all kind of different directions, but we want to make sure we tuck them in. So I'm going to pull this up a little. Make sure we're getting that in good. There you go. And then I just twist their little heads so they're flying down instead of flying up. Just give them a twist, rotate them around, and then they don't have to be going all the same way. This one could be. It could be coming back. Whatever you prefer. It's so cute. These look like the cutest little bees. Oh my gosh. All right, now we've got those pieces we put aside. And we're gonna work with those right now to finish out these parts. So this bee, I want him to kind of go out here from the outside of the bow to kind of finish out my shaping on this side, right in here. And you're just gonna tuck him in. And then you've got a great shape working around the bow here at the top, okay? Now, the other things we're gonna do are gonna be right in tight to the bow. So let's start off with we have a little bit of greenery left, okay? Pull that aside. And then we have our cute little berry sprays. We have 3 or 4 of these. You're gonna use these in holes. So because right now I can see a hole right here by that bee. So we're gonna layer that on top of that bee stem, okay? So curl this around. So your last few steps, you're kind of cleaning up. You're cleaning up the mechanics of what's going on here. Look at this. Oh my God, so pretty. And move her forward. All right, and let's come to the bottom. Do the same thing. We're gonna run right out of the bottom of the bow. Now, when you do your project here at the end and you're cleaning up, you could find a number of different places you need to put things, okay? They may not necessarily be where my holes are, so that's why I always reserve just a little bit of the supplies for the end, just to double check the holes. You know, 1 or 2 pieces. You can always yank something out and replace it in. But it's a little bit easier to save some and then just pop them in. I'm gonna put this last one in tight to the bow here in the middle. And then we're gonna layer that piece of greenery up in here also. Look how pretty these are. And I love that they're moving up. And make sure you don't squish that bow too much, fluff it out. Okay, now pull this dude down and make it nice and fluffy. Okay, how cute is that? Keep the stem a little long. You gotta get in behind the bow. And we're gonna use this just at the top here. Like the bees are going in the grass. They're trying to get to all those little yellow flowers, get some pollen. And so that creates a little depth, guys. The green in the back, the green in the front. Once again, you know, tying in the depth. The last little bitty thistle in here, trim that stem down. And we're gonna use that either up or down. I'm gonna use it down right in here. So that one will tuck in right behind the bow. And we don't have a single piece of supplies left. We used it all in our wreath. That's something also I'm big on. I don't want to have things left over for my projects. I want to use everything I'm working with, consume it to make something beautiful, just like this. Oh my gosh, look how cute she is. You see her? Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all, look. Liquid patience in my coffee cup. Can you see it? That's how the morning's gone. Liquid patience. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Woo! Cheers with tea. What are you guys having? I know it's afternoon some places. It just turned afternoon here too. It's time, y'all. You know what that means. It's time for our simple Saturday project. I like to do projects that are really easy, that you can knock out, that are great for a beginner. Or if you want to have like a little thing to pop in your shop, you guys know I've been restocking my shop. These kind of fun pieces are different because they're just not available everywhere, and they're just fun and exciting. This is a kit today, so if at any time watching the video, wherever you're watching, if you want the link, just put kit in the comments and we'll get you the link, okay? We'll come back and give you the link at the end. So this is all done in one kit. So the only thing you are going to need that doesn't come in there, you will need some water. Oh, BB-8. Good morning, BB-8. You've been so quiet. Now you're talking. Y'all, BB-8's off to the side. Wire cutters here. These are, I'm gonna need those to cut the stems, okay? And then I'm gonna need some regular scissors. Or scissors that are good enough to cut ribbon, okay? Let me pull up your comments so I can see who's all here and hopefully find y'all. I got my iPad right across here. Okay, yay, we are live. It looks like we're good. Fantastic. So that's the only thing you'll need at home. Everything else comes in the kit, okay? Now, we've done these bee bases in the past. This is a whole new design where the burlap is pleated up at the bottom, super cute. But the first thing I like to do is give them a little bit of dimension. They're wired, so look at this, okay? You see how quickly that changed the look? All I did was hold some pressure and gently bring these up. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. Hi, Cherie. Yes, anytime you guys want the kit, just put it in the comments. So this has metal all in it. So quickly I can bend it. Now you have to be careful that you don't over bend things because you can break the welds, but just gently. Go really slow, gently, okay? All right, so antennas, I gave the wings a little bit of motion. How big's our bee? I usually measure with the bow maker. She is 20. She's about 20 to the top of her head. These bring it up a few more inches. And to the longest part, she's probably 24, something like that. Hello, Jessica. Hey, Peggy. Hey, Susan. Hi, Beverly. Good to see you. I'm glad y'all are here. Okay, I'm going to put her to the side, and we are going to tie our bow first. In the kit, you're going to get a whole roll of ribbon, which is a little bit more than you need. But, you know, if you want to go to town with some trailers or something, you could. Yay! How fun! How fun are those wreaths? Jeannie, that's awesome. How fun. Okay, let's pop in and let's get this rolling. Happy Saturday, y'all. So anybody who needs the kit link, just let us know in the comments. We got a special price. We usually try to do special prices on the kits to save you than buying the things individually. Just for those of you who are watching the videos, a little special for you. If you're in design school, you can use your discount codes on kits too. And we do let you add kits to other orders. So I think this kit is $49. So if you wanted to get a couple, you would get the free shipping, or you can also add this to a regular product order. We don't make you just buy the kit alone, okay? Which a lot of shops do. We don't do that. 20 inches on that first tail is what I like. And we're gonna go with kind of a beautiful bow. I'm gonna go with the blast off because I think they're really pretty. We don't have to go huge. I'm gonna go 6 inches, okay? 6 inches on each side. And I'm twisting. Let's keep going. What a beautiful day, Mary. I hope you enjoy that gorgeous weather. Enjoy it. 6 inches on this side. Let's do one more. Okay, and I'm gonna separate these all off. Out, not off. Don't pull them off, just separate them out. I'm using the Easy Bow Maker. You can do a bow in your hands. You can do a simple crisscross bow. If you're new and you're like, oh, that bow looks too complicated, that's okay. You're gonna see we're gonna make this really pretty easy. Oh, the only other supply you will need at home is some cable ties or wire to put everything together. We're gonna use cable ties. Oh, did you guys watch the watermelon wreath? Oh my gosh, we had so much fun on Freestyle Friday yesterday. I went to town on the watermelon. We went nuts. It was so much fun. So definitely catch that. When we're done, we will text out the supply list for the watermelon wreath and the bee kit at the same time, okay? So that way I don't text you too much today. Hey, Ellen! 2 on here. How you guys doing on TikTok? Any questions over here? Can you guys see good? You can. Fantastic. So I've done 3 loops. Now I'm doing 2 loops right on top. Scrunch that in the center. You don't need to flip it, and come on down, and we're going to cut these at opposite angles. All right, yay! I love this. Looking good. And I'm just spreading that all out. Yay, Teresa! Yes, yes! We'll send you all that. All right, then finally I'm going to finish up with a little bow tie in the center, and that's just a loop without a tails. We'll be texting out the whole watermelon supply list here after this video, and you will get it all on the text list. Go to textclee.com and sign up if you're not already on there, and it'll be up on clees.com. Hey, Geraldine! Glad you're here today. Thanks for watching, and wherever you're watching, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, please, please, please. If you're on YouTube, if you could hit that bell icon. I need more subscribers to keep growing over there. You are a big help to us, I assure you. Okay, gently pull that off. So we got a nice full bow. I went with the black and yellow plaid because it just is going to pop against the wings are cream on the bee with yellow polka dots. So how perfect. It's going to just be screaming off there. All right, let's come in the back. I am going to use a long cable tie here because I want to be able to grab a bunch of my florals when I put them in there together. Okay, bow is made. Let's just come and put a ribbon down the center to clean it up. just a little piece in there. I'll cut that. And let's go down the middle. Okay. Has anybody tried a bee wreath yet? Or are you interested in trying that watermelon design? Hey, Alicia. So if you are a beginner, I encourage you to try a kit. That way you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of supplies. It's all just easy, comes to you, where you don't have to go find anything or search it down. And it's fun to start on unique bases like this because they really make you look like a snazzy designer. And basically, it's pretty simple. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, you're going to get the whole kit, and you can see how gorgeous that bow is going to pop down the middle. And I like the black in there because it's going to contrast really nice against the white. Okay? Let's come in. Our greenery. Now, if you notice the greenery we did yesterday, hello, good to see you over here. Fantastic. See you on TikTok. This is the same greenery we use in the watermelon wreath, but this is the yellow version. Okay, this is a very whimsical design. It just looks fun with anything whimsical. So I love, love, love this. Linda's watching while making a couple batches of strawberry jam. I love it, Linda. That's fantastic. So even though we've made these in the past, one of our very first kits was a bee kit several years ago. This bee is different, and she's a little bit smaller. I like that she's a little bit more compact. I like that I could bend her wings more and give her more dimension. And it was fun with the yellow polka dots, a little bit different. So I'm going to separate this into two pieces first of all, and we'll just take and cut that right here. You might have to use two hands, but cut that. That's why you're going to need wire cutters at home. All right, number 1 section, number 2 section here, okay? And we're going to cut them. And what we're going to do is what we call a cluster method. And sometimes you'll see me use floral foam, other times I'll cluster things. And what that allows us to do is create a little base where we'll be able to attach this easily right here in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to use the chunkier one at the bottom where I have the 3 pieces and the 2 at the top. All right, now you kind of get an idea of what's going on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off our base, and we're going to build this on the table so we don't have to fight all of that while you guys can see easily what we're doing. Okay, all right, let's bring this back. Now, our next 2 supplies that come in there is a beautiful sunflower bush, which is a no-brainer. So I'm going to take this and rotate these up, okay? Now, we can leave all 3 up, or we can trim them and separate them. It's all up to you. If we leave all 3 up, that's how that would look. So let's just play with it for a second. And you can do this at home too, and you can decide how you want to do it without trimming. But that way, everybody's doesn't look exactly alike. I'm going to put the bees down. Now I'm going to rotate this one bee. I'm going to give her a swing. She's going to come up like she's up here with the sunflowers. We're going to rotate this over, okay? These have so much depth and dimension with the bee pick. You can rotate them like this. And remember, I'm always talking about that's real important in your designs. Do not leave things flat. If you want to make things go between screen doors, that's up to you. That's not my style. I would never want to squish anything. I want everybody to have motion and movement, okay? You guys see that? So, before I go any further, I'm just going to hold this in my hand before I even secure it and bring Miss Bee back. Bring the queen back over here and see if I like what I got going on. Oh my gosh, yes, I like it, okay? And then I can even pop in my bow. Do I like? Of course I do. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, if you wanted to rotate these and have the sunflowers go down, or even cut that stem and have maybe 1 sunflower down, 2 up, that is where designing is your option, and you can do whatever you want and pop in more, okay? And maybe you have some supplies at home you could add, but this is just a great little simple collection here we don't really have to add to. So if you're just getting here and you guys want the link to the kit, just put kit in the comments and we'll get you the link to it. And what we need to do is we've got to trim these down. We don't want to see these funky stems poking out. Cut enough to where it overlaps the center a little bit. And remember, the only supplies you'll need at home is wire cutters, scissors, and you'll need some cable ties or wire. Hi, Danae. Great to see you. Hi, Cherie. Good to see you too. Now this one we bent both ways. Hi, Darla. I'm so glad you're here. This one we're going to have 2 bees going down. And see how high I moved them up? And 1 bee going up. Okay, so the overlapping where we're going to tie it in is right in here. So I can trim this off right up here. Okay, so we're trying to keep it real neat and clean. Real neat and clean. Yeah, the kits are $49.97, guys. You get all the supplies you see here and the ribbon. It is more ribbon that you need, but I'm sure you guys can add that to a lantern or something fun to go with your design. Okay, there it is all laid out in my cluster. And I liked that spacing. Let's double check it one more time. I like it. It's nice and wispy. It's giving me room in the center for the bow. So we're good to go. All right, so what we do is grab our cable tie and we're gonna make our own little cluster. That's where that cluster design comes in right here. All right, get this tight. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Cheryl. Penny needs a kit info. Absolutely, Penny. We'll get it for you right now. Get this nice and tight. All right. Okay, now I just used 1 cable tie and I'm going to manipulate that greenery now. Hey, Tammy, first time watching, fantastic. Somebody spread the love to Tammy. I appreciated it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for doing that. Tina's loving it, saying it's super cute. Okay, cluster is made. Now let's get over here. And I'm gonna keep it angled so I can see a clear line up and down for her head, okay? I'm happy with that. If you just got here, you know at the beginning of the video, we tied the bow. We did a 3-2-1 blast off. Super cute bow. If this is bigger than you prefer, you want simple, just a regular like tie your shoe bow would look really cute too. And you can shrink this down a little and tighten up that area in the center. Okay, we're gonna use this cable tie that's on the back of the bow to attach the cluster to the center, okay? Super easy. Thank you for letting us know if you sprinkled the love. I know we got some sweet treats to give away from last week, so hang tight. If you're on the text list, we'll be sending you out little sweet treats. Okay, so I've secured the cluster and attached the bow with 1 cable tie. Okay, so that saved us a little bit of money, 10 cents or so. And now I'm putting the bow at an angle. And so you have to come in and fluff, okay? It looks like a hot mess. Don't panic. Don't panic. Grab those tails. That long, long tail. Pop it down. Yes. Short tail, we're gonna let it ride on top. B, she wants to be coming right out of the center. B, moving up. Okay, you can see all the dimension. Popping, popping. Okay, now on this side, I'm gonna rotate her just a little bit. This tail, the long tail comes down, just like this one, and the small tail is up top. Now, I think I'm gonna let these hang long and these curl. Darling, no, this is 1.5 ribbon. Yeah, 1.5. 1.5 inch ribbon in here, and we did the blast off bow with it. And then that curl is gonna come out. Y'all, this is totally a simple Saturday project. Can you believe, I don't know how long we've been live, 15 minutes, that's a record for us. 15 minutes here, we've made a bow, we've made a cluster, we put the design in, we slightly angled it. I made sure everybody had movement. That's the biggest key, and it's hard to see when you're first designing how important that is. But these guys are popping out above the design. Can you see that? You guys over here, can you see the dimension? So that's really, really, really super important. And yes, these are great shop fillers. They do so well for me at the store. They also sell well for me on Etsy. And this kit's $49.97, so there's plenty of room for you to be able to mark it up and sell it quickly. And heck, I made it in 15 minutes. I know, so quick, so easy. Are you guys ready to freestyle together? I sure am ready to play with you. I mean, play with flowers with you. I gotta watch what I'm saying. These post-knee surgery verbiage is rough sometimes. Hello, everyone. I hope my Blue Merino friends are ready. And I, never sit down and make wreaths, but today we're gonna do that. We're gonna do it. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm so glad you're here. Y'all definitely come in and say hello and welcome. Freestyle Friday, if you've never been to one, basically I grab a bunch of supplies and we kind of create together. And I just kind of let my imagination go and show you what I'm doing. So that's what we're going to do today. I generally am standing at the wreath easel, but today we're going to do this flat on the table so I can just sit and get some weight off my knee and give it a break. So let me see if I can get the comments up over here. Y'all, I'm reading comments currently from Facebook and TikTok. So definitely say hello if you're watching. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I got a big old glass of water. You guys know how much I love gardening, and today my neighbor was kind of thinning out some plants. She brought me some plants, so you know what that meant. I had to put a few in the ground immediately. Oh, so it's warm. How's everyone else? I hope you're doing great. So if you are watching, wherever you're watching, whatever platform you prefer, please give us a like, a share, heart. If you're watching on TikTok, if you could just tap the video several times, it really helps us rank better and do better, so we can show the art of wreath making and floral design and having fun with flowers with everyone. That would be great. Right now we're sending out a text to everybody on our text list so they won't miss our video. And the nice thing about that is you have a total record of all the videos we've done. You just go back to your text messages. You don't have to ever look for a video again. You just click there and you can find it. Go back and watch the replay. Hi Gigi, thank you for the love and feeling better. Monica, I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. Hey Tracy, sneaking in at work. Yeah, all my sneakers at work. Good for you. Good for you. It's Friday. So y'all, let's get rocking. I picked out an 18-inch wreath base. We're gonna go bigger on this one. Mainly because we made a really big bow on Bow Wednesday. Hey Angel, sneaking in at work. I'm so glad you're here. Your work is going to be like 3 times as productive when you're watching, or at least listening to Khalid talk about flowers in her garden and her neighbor giving her plants. This is all worth it. This is our diva, our drama bow we made on Bow Wednesday, and we put that harlequin in there. So we added all this drama, and there's bees in here, okay? Now let me show you these adorable bees. These got here not too long ago, and they are super duper cute. TikTok friends, here's the bow over here too. Isn't that great? It's very dramatic. We made that live with you guys on Wednesday night. Now, we have these super adorable bees that I want to pop in here. So the whole base, we're gonna make it with the vibe of bees and beautiful flowers. And I thought, we've been doing a lot of neutrals, of course, but yellow functions really well as a neutral, and it looks great on people's doors in the summer. So think bright yellow. We're going to use a daisy mixed bush with some creams and a cream and white greenery. Yeah, Beth, awesome. Girl, get those succulents and play with them. Whatever you're creating with. I mean, have fun, have fun. Hello from Mississippi, awesome. I'm glad you're watching. Right, Monica? You gotta pick it up and fluff it immediately. So I'm gonna put my Diva Bebo off to the side and let's get going. Hi, Lori. Hey, Triple D. Good to see you. Prayers for our friend Linda. More love headed her way. Hey, Sherry. Good to see you. Okay, so I'm gonna use this kind of as my higher end greenery in here, and then I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of the lower end greenery. You're gonna have a nice combination. So let's go ahead and tear this up. Get this going. I might be a little awkward working sitting, but I'm gonna find a way. It just feels good to sit, guys. Oh my gosh, you're dog sitting, Linda? I love it. Give extra lovies to those grand doggies and kitties. Hey, Karen. Isn't it gonna be fun? I think we're gonna have a blast making this. So, oh, I'm so sorry about your loss. Oh no, I'm glad you're here to hang out. Just let's freestyle and take your mind off all the worries of the world for a little bit. That's what I'm called to do, and so that's what we're gonna do it. So I've got this daisy bush. I got a couple of greeneries, a fancy greenery, a little less expensive greenery, and then I thought we could pick this up. Maybe we'll have some of the bees hovering around this. This is like in a oh shoot, it's just like a little bloom, but it's all green. I can't think of the name right now. Brain damage. Oh, I just saw somebody was checking in from Alberta. Hey Janine, good to see you. Glad you're here hanging out with us. Let's take and trim this down. We'll start with this bush. I cut it all off the stem. Let me get these taggy out of here. Hi, Christy. All right, so let's see how we do sitting here doing this. Totally different for me. So I usually am going to design on the left side of the wreath. That's my go-to. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start there. Now we made that bow, the bee bow, on Wednesday. So it's a 7-incher. It's a big guy. So we're going to keep him nice and we're going to have to keep this bow and this wreath big. Yeah, you guys, if you're watching later on the replay, say hello. Kimmy, allium, I think you're right. It's an allium. Don't forget to say hola and como esta and all that stuff because we want to welcome you always. Hi, Teresa. I'm so glad you're here. Recovery is going well. Hey, Gerda. Yeah, we're freestyling. We're freestyling sitting down. I mean, I went hard yesterday, but this girl hit the wall. Hit the wall today. Mama says, uh-oh, no. Take it easy. Thank you for the speedy recovery wishes, Laura. You're so sweet. Hi, Kim. Okay, got my 2 bottom pieces in. That looks pretty good. Pretty good for doing it upside down. Now, these are a little short, so let me cut up another bush. Full disclosure, that bush was already partially cut, so I don't know that you're going to need 2 bushes. We'll see when it all comes down to it. I'm going to cut a couple off here. Y'all, we do go ahead and text out the supply list to people on the text list, so we will do that when we're all done. So you can see exactly what we used, and there's always a link to the video within the supply list. So you'll want to come over to cleese.com to check all that out. Right? Thank you for, did you make it, I'm about to create a small bouquet for the memorial table. Nice. Oh my gosh, Linda, there's new floors coming in. Oh, nice. Well, that's exciting. Hey, Judy. Hey, Ginger. I'm trying to take it easy, but I also get stir crazy, so then I'll pay for that. Right? I'm going slow. Going slow. Literally. Going slow in designing and making. I'm literally having to look at my camera to see the placement. I can see it a little here, but I'm sitting down. Let's go up here. I'm gonna go to the top. Press this in. Y'all, we got some sweet emails while I've been injured and out a little bit. I appreciate all the love, the flowers, all the sweet things you guys have done for me. It's amazing. I appreciate this community more than you will ever know. And thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I put a little bit more in. We're kind of shaping out the base. So this is less expensive. Since I'm making this one, I think the glue is pretty hidden. We're good. I'm making this one for the store. I want to think about, my costs. Sometimes when I'm making it for Etsy, I want to make something higher end. But then if I'm going to make something a little less expensive, I'm going to start with the background of a less expensive greenery. Okay, that's a little treat because then we'll lay the more expensive on top. It'll fill in the back and you won't really notice it. This is a good greenery. It's not getting all the fun berries and stuff. Hello, good to see you here. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Ginger, I am a trooper, right? Carol, you love how protective Ari was. Nori is more than Ari. Nori is more protective than Ari. It is crazy. And then Ari gets mad that Nori is barking at Daddy. It's hilarious. Then there's a whole a cloud of dust under the pillows in the bed because they're having a fight to protect Mommy from Daddy. Hola, Eve. Good to see you. Okay, I think that's a good amount. Okay, now let's put in some of that little fancier greenery next. Let's layer it on. Let's get it over here. How you guys doing on TikTok? If you have questions, ask. Absolutely anytime. Sorry the table's a hot mess, but Clea needs everything where she doesn't have to move to get to it. So let's go ahead and shape this all out. Hi, Brenda. Thanks, Ann. Thanks for the love and the hugs. You guys are awesome. If y'all could do me a favor and spread the love around, it would really help later for the replay and help us keep everything rolling over here on our end. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that one. So we're just gonna kind of layer this on top. Okay, I'm gonna go right in here. Y'all know why I generally don't sit down making is because it eventually hurts my shoulders. But I don't have to make a million wreaths. Just have to get through one. All right, next one. Let's take another piece here, and these can break into smaller pieces. I think I will break this one into two. Let's do that. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, Patty, make sure you let us know on the text list too. So we're giving out sweet treats. Your name will pop up, okay? Thanks, Monica. You're awesome. So in design school, this is the part I would say we're shaking hands with it. It's not the exciting part of the design, but you have to do it. You're paying good money for these supplies, and you've got to make sure you're not just shoving them in just because you're like, oh, shove it in. You've got to pay attention to the texture. And look how far that's coming up. Can you tell? Yeah, it needs to do that. It needs to be coming up nicely, and utilize those wires. Okay, we got two in, top, bottom so far. This one I'm going to divide up into 3 sections, I believe. So even though this is a fancier greenery, I'm getting 3 different sections out of one piece of it. So that's cool. I think I used it pretty whole last time. So I'm going to hold these 2 smaller pieces off to the side because we'll probably want to pop some of those in somewhere else later. Let's put this in next. Hey, Deborah. You guys, what is on the weekend plan list? I know it's Friday. I know it's full summer for a lot of folks. Are you going to run around with the grandkids or the kiddos? Are you going to be out? Is it too early for vacation for you guys? Are you staycationing? All right, that looks pretty good. We got a little bit of that spread all around. Okay, hydration time. Hydration time. Now, before we go too far, let me lay my bow in there. Since we're freestyling, I have no idea exactly what I want to do. And I could at any time throw out a supply and be like, yeah, nope, not using that anymore. But we know we're establishing the whole design around the bow and the bee. Oh my gosh, so cute. This is our big honker bow that we know is going to go in the middle. So I think we're good with filling in greenery around that. So I was trying to see where our bees are going to go. And I think we will have some high and low, leaving on that little section open. So let's get this bee pick taken apart. This is a big pick, a lot going on here. I feel like we could probably get more than one project out of this. So let me take and separate it into, let me just take off one of these sprays. Oh, that sounds nice, Cynthia. Hi, Deborah. Thank you, Penny. Graduation party, we have that too tomorrow. We've got Marley's graduation. It's exciting. So excited. Can't believe she's 17, graduated, going off to college. It's crazy. Hey, Blanche. All right, let's take these. And I'm shaping them up. And I think we're going to want this to kind of come out up here at the top, out of the top of the bow. But I want to get some of those yellow daisies in first. So we'll either use 1 or 2 of these. I'm going to put that off to the side. So we're going to use almost the whole pick. We might cut that down a little bit. I want to have a touch of those, but I don't need those to be taking over. And these would look really cute in that yellow bucket I have that I haven't used yet. I'll have to do that in the next video. Okay, now we're going to use these daisies. I'm going to push. This push is a pusher, so we're going to keep these beautiful greeneries and just use these, push these up to the top. Laura, you love the big bow? Nice. Carol's got a birthday swim party for the youngest granddaughter. I love it, Carol. Hey, Betty. Cynthia's grandson baseball game? That's awesome. It's that time of year, isn't it? Baseball is going. Even the all-star games and all that are happening in our area. Okay, so I pushed them all down, guys, so that the greenery can be up closer to the head. And you know what that's going to do? It's going to keep my design from looking so clustered down here with 57 different greeneries and make it look messy. So keep those to the top of the head. Thanks, Connie. Good to see you. All is well. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks for asking about my knee. We were talking about it earlier. It's healing up. I'm doing fine. Just today I'm sitting down. Yesterday I was standing. It could go either way. Ask me, every other few hours, right?
Monica, you get irritated with the florals that collapse. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, and if you don't like the greenery, just pull those leaves off. Get rid of it. It goes okay with our design, so we're not freaking out about it. But get rid of it. Just pull it off, save those leaves for something else. Christy's got a birthday party. I love it. Happy birthday for your grandson. Y'all already got busy weekends. The new shelving that's been on order for a couple of months is finally coming to the warehouse, so we are so excited. And we were able to get more warehouse space to handle all the back orders of orders that have come so late that we've been dealing with since last year. And we think we're gonna get it all under control, guys. We think, cross fingers. Okay, Daisy and I think it's both daisies, kind of a mix here. Okay, and so when you have a mix of florals, I'm gonna have to pay attention as I take and put these into each section of the wreath. I'm gonna make my own little clusters as I do that. Oh, I like how these are come spaced out. Oh, I like that. Because look, I can put a daisy right between. Yes! Right? Ramona, 55th high school graduation reunion. No way you've been out of high school 55 years, Ramona. You lie. Don't be trying to come on here and show off, Ramona. It's more like 25, maybe 30. Congratulations, enjoy. That is so fun. Wanda is starting to love yellow. Well, you know, it always sells very well for me. I think it's because it comes off people's doors really nicely. And so, y'all, if you're gonna make wreaths and you're gonna sell them, the most wonderful thing you can do is have a wreath that you've made on somebody's door, and then their neighbor come over and be like, I love your wreath, because then it immediately validates that person's purchase. They're so excited that they have it, and they want more. So that the showier the wreath is to the street, the better chances of that happening, right? Oh, look, I can put one in the middle. We can cluster that up. I'm gonna add a little white to each of these. So I'm making my own little clusters. Pay attention, I've got a little height, a little lower when I'm creating those. Hey, Alyssa, I'm so glad you're here too. I'm enjoying my crafting again, of course. Especially my floral design, you know? You think that's a black-eyed Susan? I don't think it is. It might be trying to be one. We could call it that, Connie. We'll go with that. Because that sounds more exciting than Daisy. Oh, Kimmy, she can't travel? Okay, well, I'm glad she's okay. Maybe you can make up with it just a big party after the baby arrives. Maybe you can make it extra special later. Okay, let me get some more moss in here. Let's put, oh, I like that already. That looks pretty. It's coming together pretty good. Patty's getting ready for an event tomorrow, your Watermelon Crawl Festival. Nice. Patty, I hope it goes so well if you're having a booth and you just have a blast and meet lots of new potential customers. Janine, you're gonna do tie-dye? Oh my gosh, girl, you better glove up. Oh, Linda, thank you. Oh girl, nothing's gonna keep, I'm gonna try not to let anything keep me down. Thank you, thank you. Okay, here's another one. Let's have, how many do I have left? I still got plenty. So let's put the third one kind of down here. It might be covered by the bow slightly, but I think if we put it right there, that'll be nice and full. So I'm gonna leave these stems just a little bit longer. It seems like, to anybody else, does it seem like the year has flown by in some ways and crawled by in others? Or does it always do that? Is that always the MO? Tell me what you think, guys. I'm gonna go in here. And those together. Use lots of glue on these because I like to keep them from shifting. So put your moss on the top to sandwich them in. Hey Sherry, good to see you. Hope you're having a super day. Glad you could join us for Freestyle Friday. We're freestyling out. Letting our troubles go away, playing with fake flowers. Then we go outside later, play with real flowers. Okay, that looks pretty good. It might look a little wonky here on camera, but we're gonna have a bow tail going behind that. Okay, let's rotate it. I'm gonna work on the top part now. Let's get into here, okay? Let me bring my daisies down here. My black-eyed Susans and my daisies. I like Connie's suggestion. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, cheers y'all. I'm having some more water. You'll notice I announce when I'm having water. When I'm having Dr. Pepper, I'm like sliding it in on the side. Oh. When you have to fill out the forms for the hospital, you know, it says, yeah, do you do drugs? Do you smoke? And then it's like, do you drink caffeine? And I'm like, why is that in the same column as drugs and smoking? And then I'm like, yes, I do. My drug of choice. I'm like, I'm proudly filling it out on the paperwork. Like, yes, caffeine. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's put this in towards the top up here. And I can't wait to put our bees in here in a second. Let's go right in here. Patty, you have a booth. You've been working on a lot of patriotic. Yeah, oh yeah, patriotic. This is the go time. You're perfect. Go time. Patriotic and everyday, Patty. Those are the things. You can also go with summer themes, you know, watermelons, bees, ladybugs, geraniums, sunflowers. All of that kind of stuff is good in the summer also. You will be good. See, this leaf is not one to stay up there. Just take it off. Right, Connie? You got the coffee? Oh, yeah. I got the tea and the Dr. Pepper. And anything else that has caffeine. I confess. Let's put a couple of daisies in this one. Ooh, thanks for all the love. I see a lot of love coming in. Alright, let's go higher with this one. Let me see how we're looking on camera. Let's see, guys. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. This is not in our wreath. I don't think we're going to use that one. I'm going to pull that off. So, Nicole, so far we've got one of everything except for the Simlax, or the green, the less expensive green one. Cookeville, Tennessee. Oh, nice, Patty. I hope you guys have nice weather and a lovely turnout. A lot of fun. It's always fun if you're having fun while you're working your event and making some money. It's just a good feeling. And we would always say, hey, we're gonna, if we had a good day, we'd be like, we're gonna eat good tonight, y'all. At the craft show, we would celebrate. Patty, you have the variety? Yes! Yay! Perfect. I think you're setting yourself up for success. Yeah, we talk about, you know, at Coach Glee, we're talking about this week, actually, in the business coaching regarding you have to be so far ahead in the online game, but in the actual physical event arena, you can get ahead, and that's fine, but people want stuff they can buy and take home and put up like right now. So that's why you gotta have a combination of all of those things. But online, you gotta be working ahead. Y'all, I got my moss bucket under the desk today, so it's not filling up the table too. I gotta have my my BFF Betty in Georgia make me a new table, because when we made this table for me to do live videos, I say we, Betty made it. Y'all know I'm not building anything. Let's be real. She made it for me, and we thought it was plenty big, but you know what? Now I've got too many cameras. We've got a camera here. We got a camera here. We got stuff going everywhere, so we got to think where, you know, I need it bigger. Connie, you remember my huge booth set up at the show? Yay, Connie! Yes. Big shows. Okay, guys, forgive me for a second. I want to turn it towards me and take a look at my length on the bottom here. Oh my gosh, it's pretty good for sitting down. Haha. Pretty good. Way to go, Kalia. Call myself Kalia in third person because people always ask. Well, they don't accent. They pronounce my name Kalia. So I'll be funny. You have the bees. Awesome. We're gonna put the bees in this wreath in just a second. So I've got 2 daisies left. Of the 2 bushes, I've got a little bit of this greenery left, not too much. I did not start with 2 full bushes though, so you could probably get away with 1 bush of that. But technically I have cut up 2. Or 1.5. And then this right here is left over from the first bush we put in. Okay? We've got our green alliums. Thank you, Carol, I think told me that, or Patty. And then we've got our bees. Okay? So I'm thinking before we put anything else in, I want to put the bow in because I want to figure out what real estate it's going to take up, and then we'll fill around with these. Makes sense? Can I get some thumbs up, some hearts on the screen over here on the TikTok, some love over on YouTube. Don't forget, it's about info with the what, Nikki? Oh yes. So guys, on we got info in the bio for you on TikTok now. We are getting with it. We're like real influencers. What? Okay, let's cut out 2 of these. I might cut that down a little. I'm gonna use 2 bees. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. Coming out here, these will be so cute. I'm saving whatever bees we have left for my bee bucket. So I think we're gonna go kind of light. I think I want to use 3 bees at the top and 2 at the bottom. Or maybe, no, let's just use 3 bees. I'm gonna save all of those. We're gonna spread the bee love out. So I'm gonna take I'm just gonna pull these off. I have to think about my strategy for placement here. All right, let's separate these out, clean up their stems. Let's put the bow in, and then we'll come back and place that in. And then I want to put the alliums in for just this pop of green in the background. Because this is a bougie bee bow. We went fancy with that harlequin in there, and this needs to be at an angle. So I'm going to come in slightly angled. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute for a table wreath. I like it. So far, so good. I'm a little slower when we're working on the table, but that's all right. What size is my grapevine? So it's an 18 incher. I generally use 18 and 14s. We did the wreath at, we did the bow at 7 inches on the big loop-de-loop. Ida says, is it ever okay to fill out all around the grapevine? Yeah, sure, Ida. We've got lots of videos. If you want to see some videos going all the way around, we sure do. When I first got with Honey Bunny, he said to me, how come you don't go all the way around the wreath? I'm like, because circle wreaths are for, beginner. No, there's nothing wrong with circle wreath. I'm weird. I want things asymmetrical. I mean, my garden out there, y'all, is just a beautiful mounding of beautifulness and overlapping lines and breaking the plane, just like I floral design. So that's why I do it on one side a lot, but we've got lots of fun videos going all the way around. Carol says, I think you could create beautiful things blindfold. Carol, it's the glue. It's the glue. Dixie, we do have the bees in stock. Yeah, we'll post a supply list. We'll send it out to that text list as soon as we're done. So if you're not on our text list, grab a spot at textkelea, TEXTKELEA.com. Okay, I'm curling tails. I'm gonna leave the harlequin, I think, just going down low here. And let's bring it around. Oh, cute in there. I love it. I love it. I love that harlequin. I think it just adds that pop of drama we're looking for. Oh my goodness. Let me pull this a little more to the center. I want that bow a little more to the center. Okay. Looking pretty good. All right, let's get the bees in. I like it. I like it. I'm definitely out of my comfort zone on a Freestyle Friday sitting and designing, but it's coming together pretty good. All right. Little beesies. You have a moss bucket, Ida? Yes! Yes, of course you do. You gotta get our gorgeous moss. Our moss comes from Mexico and it is gorgeously dyed, fresh, beautiful. I love our moss. And I think we're running out of one color, but we still have chartreuse and light green. I think, or either light green or dark green is running low. But we still have inventory now. Okay, I'm gonna bring that bee up a little bit. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. She's so cute. And their little wings are wired. I just get a kick out of little things that have accents with the wire. It makes me so happy. This is turning out pretty cute. Pretty cute and fun. Yeah, I've been selling those bee door hangers at the store and online, so bees are still real popular, guys. So if you've got any bee stuff, I'd make it. If you're doing any craft shows, get it in your booth, get it made. It's still gonna sell this summer. You love when I sing. Oh, thank you. If I'm singing, you know I'm relaxing and having a good time. I don't even know what I'm saying. My daughter just cringes. Yeah, Connie, I'm still in the that's the painted tree there in Katy. Yes. It's really fun. I love to go restock and get it all filled up, and I've been enjoying and sharing that with Design School, the journey of working in real time with a store like that, since I hadn't been in a store in a while, and that's been a lot of fun because I can share my experiences and what to look for, what to expect. So, oh my gosh, I got my 3 going. I know when you get your moss, Donna, y'all, here's what we're talking about. So this is a cute bucket that I think I just kept. This is one we used to make arrangements in. I did some wildflower buckets in this. It's kind of like galvanized, but it's got these cute little handles. And you know what? I put it right under my wreath making stand usually. And here's my moss bucket. Yeah, cool. That's what we're talking about. Oh, thanks, Connie. I have fun, you know. That's my escape. Just like my garden, I like to escape in there. Okay, and this is very pretty. We could be done here. We could say rock and roll, hoochie coo, let's do it. But nope. We want to put these in. I want these very different texture. Let's have them kind of bubble out the edges and play with them. Let's do it. I am going to push these leaves. These have really cool leaves. These are all plasticky, but they have this, I don't care. They have these cool texture on these leaves. I found the head that goes on here and I put it somewhere. Just found that a second ago, now I've lost it. Do you guys do that? Yes, these products are all available to purchase. What happens is once we get done, we make a supply list for you guys. And the supply list goes out to you. And as long as it's a public supply list, you'll have access to it. If it's a private supply list, that's something that's done specifically for our class. So when we have a paid course that you can take. So if something's done for them, it'll have a password. But if it's a public video like you're watching now, then it won't have a password. We will text it out to the whole text list and let you know, hey, here's the supplies we used. And there's also a link for the video so you can find the content easily. That's all available on Cleese.com. But yeah, we sell all of this. And I am pretty sure, I'm 99% sure it's all available. And unless somebody came in and got it all right as we were going live. Somebody might have sniped y'all like the old eBay style. Ooh, I remember them eBay days when you get in there and you'd be bitten and just get in there and just get in all excited. Anybody still do that? Thank you, Marina, for the prayers. You're awesome. Laura needs to get some bees. Oh, I understand. You know, if you're on a fixed income, a lot of times you can figure out ways to make things too. Or take something like this and make it stretch it out. Like I'm going to stretch that one into 2 projects. You're welcome, Carolyn. these are easy to work with, and I think these are fairly affordable. They're one of those things that if you touch them, you're like, oh, that's 100% plastic. But it's painted good, and that's the difference between the supplies I try to carry. I try to really have highest quality I can with prices within reason. You know, there's higher quality, but man, they're expensive. But you gotta watch out when you start using that fancy stuff. You can't go back. You're like, oh no, we can't go back. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Okay, I put my first chunky piece in right there. See how that lays really pretty with that ribbon behind it? Let's come in here. Let's put one right across. Where does this ribbon go? This goes on the left, I think. Yeah. So let's go right into there. Hey, Cherie! Marina, aren't the bees adorable? Yes, they are. They're super cute. All right. Hey, Elizabeth. Connie says that's exactly how your booth space feels, like walking through a beautiful garden. Yay! It's always a work in progress. It is. And I don't get to the shop as much as I'd like to, especially since I got my knee surgery. I was getting on a pretty good schedule, and then boom. But Mom's been doing so much stuff with Marley for graduation, but Mom also helped me with it too, so she'll probably help me some more once we get Marley off to college. Carol, you're loving it? Yay! So I've got 2 of those clusters. Now I want you to see how much depth that added. Yeah, it may be kind of hard to see, but it really looks good. It's just a different color green. All right. Let's come up here. Yes, these are what we used in the mauve eucalyptus. I think we did, but I don't know if we used this color. These come in 3 colors. Marina says, you guys have to join design school this fall. Trust me, it's awesome. And you learn so much. Yay! I'm so glad you love it. We keep trying to make it better and better. And I'm I do the best to just be me in there. Just like you guys see me here. I'm the same person everywhere. I'm just a little more teachy in there as far as I teach you the principles. So that way, not only can you learn how to do this one project when you watch me, but now you can take those principles and my little voice is going to be in your head going, are you making a triangle? Are you using the zigzag method? Are you breaking the plane? Oh my gosh. Connie, which school does she choose for school? She is going to end up probably going to Northern Colorado instead of her St. Mary's. It's a long story and it's kind of depressing, so we are not going to talk about it, but fortunately that school up in Minnesota kind of did her wrong, as in they're closing. I mean, it's not just her. They're closing down the program she wanted, so even though she had a full scholarship, it's not going to do her any good. So, yeah, she's going to, well, she's been accepted. It's a long story. We're pretty sure she's going to Northern Colorado. Look how cute those are in there. I love this. So we have 2 there. We have 2 there. Now let's get into the bow zone. We're getting into the bow zone. I have a question I missed. Thanks, Sue. Donna says, what do you think about a booth in the hallway walls? Donna, give it a try. Give it a try. And sometimes those types of booths are less expensive and maybe a better starting off point. So Kali is go big, go home. I want to make an impact with my booth. So I have to have space to do that generally. So when I moved in, I wanted a bigger spot. But when you're first starting, you got to think about, okay, how many wreaths am I going to have to sell a month to actually pay my booth rent and include cost of goods. You can't just be up there and be like, oh yeah, I sold 400 because my booth rent's 400. No, you sold 400, that's great, but there's a cost of that. Oh, that looks good. I put a little greenery in there. We're going to add a little bit more to the bottom. Laura, how much are our bees? I don't know, Laura. I'm not sure how much any of this is. We'll post the supply list when it's all done. Okay? And then you can just purchase it on Khalees.com. That's one nice thing about the supply list. They're just clickable. You don't have to go hunt for any of this. They just make it really easy. Okay, now notice when I got up to the bow, I got super height on this. Okay, so this is thinned out low. We get up to that bow has all that depth. I can't keep it flat or it looks like there's a, you know, something just shooting off this flat base. So I'm gonna turn it to the side so you can see what we're talking about. I want you to see what we're talking about. You see there? So everything's coming up to the height of the bow. We're not letting everything be flat. There's dimension here. Does that make sense? You guys see over here? Yes. Right. Yes. Is there questions about the hot glue? That's electric skillet over here on the other side. Yes. That's an electric skillet. It's used for cooking and it's got hot glue in it. You can see it right here. Yeah. I don't use a glue gun. I've had a couple of hand surgeries, so you're not going to see me pull triggers. Well, listen, after this knee surgery, you're going to see me. Once I get a surgery, I learn. No more. No, don't do that. So I don't pull triggers on guns because I've had 2 wrist surgeries from overdoing that. And I once saw a supplier using an electric skillet and they were building beautiful wreaths and I was like, we can do that? So this was not my idea, but a super easy method for doing it. I actually prefer a larger skillet when I'm totally in production mode. But this little guy, my fans and followers suggested, why don't you try a little one for on screen because it doesn't take up as much room. So most people would probably prefer this little small skillet because unless you're putting big things in there, you don't necessarily need all the space. Okay. Thank you for the love about Marley. Thank you so much, guys. You're awesome. Debbie says the supply lists are so helpful. Yay, Debbie! I'm so glad they are. So glad they're serving their purpose. I'm gonna put this one down here underneath. Just tuck it in a little. I'm gonna use this to kind of hold down that ribbon a little bit more because I don't want to curl it. I just want it to kind of fall off to the bottom. All right, we just got a few little pieces left. And we're gonna pop these in. Yeah, I like these in here. These are tantamount to putting, you know, when you add Christmas balls to a wreath, you might have done that before. This is kind of doing the same thing. Okay, same thing. It's adding that. It's like a little bitty. It's like a moss ball or a poppy pop of fun. Hey, honey bunny.
Hey.
Did you get a text from anybody? Okay. Paul's supposed to text you when he gets a text from Dirk or a call from Dirk. Yes, I'm live right now.
Hey everyone!
Oh, Honey Bunny is
Happy
checking.
Friday.
Oh, yay! Y'all give Honey Bunny some love.
I'm going to jump in the river.
He's been busting Heiny, y'all. You know, the guys got to step up when you broke down. They got to do the kids. Hey, do you need to touch things? I've got a camera here. It's shake it. Please just go on.
Just hold on. Let me help shake it.
No,
Shake.
stop.
Shake.
Stop. Get out of here. You know, I was doing a professional video. It was halfway professional. It was somewhat together. And there he comes in, just, you know, jeez. Lord, it's 30 seconds of havoc. I know your significant others probably do the same thing. Probably the exact same thing. Jeez. Jeannie says, hi, honey bunny. Jeannie, he couldn't hang around long enough. He just came in and destroyed things. And had to go. I'm going to add one more here at the bottom. Oh my word. We can't have anything nice around here. He hit the tripod. There is clearance to get by it. I mean, I can function. I have a bad knee and can function around it. He ran to the oh my word. Right, Marguerite Boyce? Yes. Laura gave her a hi, honey bunny, too. You're so sweet, Laura. Yo, this just started off, you know, kind of basic. And I'm telling you, it is like diva. This gone to the diva side. I love how we're just chunking it up. It's looking good. All right. We had a couple little pieces of greenery. I got 2 more daisy pops we're going to put in. Carol's giving Richard a hi, too. You guys are so sweet. All right, let me look at it on camera. Get this tail back over here. I like that. Okay. Yes, Willoughby, like a Tasmanian devil. It's coming, taking the just going bananas on the joint. I know, right? You guys. I'm so glad you like it. All right, let's take this and break it into 2 sections, okay? It's a little bit long. I'm gonna try to soften the edges just a little bit up here. Y'all, I love Freestyle Friday because I can just get lost in the flowers. Don't worry about any troubles. Have a good time with you guys. Thank you, Marina. And you have a hubby like mine. No, he's, you know, I love him. Let's add that there. So we added a couple little pieces down there. Now I got my little daisies, and I think we're gonna come in with these and around the bow. Okay. Let's pop these in. I might start liking wreath and sitting down. Probably not. Only when I'm in pain. Oh, all right. The only thing about when you come back to the bow, guys, you got to come back in and always be fluffing your ribbons up. That's okay. Thanks, Desiree. I'm glad you like it. Let's go right between these 2 in here. See if I can just feel it go into that grapevine. I want to make sure it's going into the grapevine. Because if it goes under the bow, there's a nice cable tie there holding it. Oh, it's not there. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna bend it up a little bit. So I like this design. We really went into the pieces of the bow, and it looks like it's just a garden growing together. That's kind of been our theme for today. I'm so glad my neighbor gave me her cast-off plants because it kind of set the spark going for this one. What do you think? You guys can grab a screen grab now if you want. Isn't this fun?
Hey, Bloomerinos, are you ready? I think we better get buzzing. We're gonna make the cutest door hanger. It's a little pocket, and we're gonna fill it up with the cutest bees you ever saw. Guess what? It's a kit, so you better grab it before it's gone, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. Let's get buzzing. We're gonna work with this cute bee container and fill it with the cutest florals and some bees. And the only thing you're going to need with this kit that doesn't come along is you're going to need a little floral foam, and you'll of course need wire cutters and glue to be able to put this cutie together. So our container is adorable, and it comes with a little sawtooth hanger on the back, so it's ready to hang. And what we want to do is fill it with luscious florals, of course, including some greenery. But let me show you what else. We're going to put in a little bit of like honeycomb in there. And look at this group of bees we're going to pop in there too. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cute. We're going to put these in. And we've got a couple of greeneries too. So we're going to kind of build this with the same foundations like we would teach in design school. But this is a simple, great beginner project, especially if you've never made anything like this before. So I think you're going to love it. So the first thing we do with all of our projects is we kind of prep the base. And if we haven't met before, I'm Kali and I teach floral design at KalisDesignSchool.com, and you are watching our bee kit here, and we're going to put it together. Now off to the side I have, because it's not very pretty on camera, but this is my electric skillet with hot glue. Okay, so I kind of keep it out of the frame usually because you never know what's floating in this puppy. But we're going to dip our foam into the glue and then put it right into our container. So this piece is cut just perfectly to pop in there, just like that. So we're going to do that first. So I need just glue on the back, and the bottom would work fine. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I just put some new glue in here, so it's a little bit full of glue sticks too. So once you kind of do that, I just scrape it off, and then I'm just going to gently slide this in. Okay, just watch your fingers. I want to push that to the back, and then I've got glue on the bottom too. So that's basically what you need to do to kind of get the base going. If you get a little glue string, just pull that off. So if you see me reach out of the frame a little, I'm going for the glue over here, okay? Now, we always start with greenery generally. It depends on the design. So This is made to hang, so if she falls a little forward, don't worry, she's going to have weight in the back in a second. But if you design her properly, she could probably sit as well. She's got a nice little base. So I love that you have those options with this container. You can do either one. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get our fern. This is called a fishtail fern, and it is exclusive to Cleese.com. And it comes in 2 colors, and we're using the green right now. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing some of these where they're shorter and some that are longer. And now I'm going to trim them off right here so we can have some long ones and some short ones. And you'll need a variety as you start to put yours together. But what you do when you're creating your base and you are setting your perimeter of your design is you've got to go ahead and get some good spacing in, right? So we're going to start with our height. So you can go as high as you want. You pick the height, and once you start with that, that's your highest point, and you work down from there. So my next pieces need to be a little shorter as we work towards the middle. It makes it just so easy as you start to put it together. Look, these kits always go fast because they're fun, and they're such a cute project to make with the family. Like if you want something simple to make with the grandkids, the only thing you have to supervise is the glue, but literally you can push this in the foam without really gluing it in, and it will hold up for a while. I just like to build things, you know, where they're going to stay together for a very long time, so that glue is kind of necessary, but you don't have to do that. If you want to do it with kiddos, you can eliminate the glue part and just push it into the foam, and you could glue the foam into the container previously, so you don't have to worry about it. So you can see I've done a great job of setting my background scene with the greenery. All right, now I've got a little bit of that greenery left, and I've got my boxwood. We're going to use that too. I don't need that yet. Now, when you get these are going to have really long stems on them. I took them off already to kind of get it where I could get it in the video here. But when you use the bees, they can just tear off the main stem like this. You don't even have to cut at first, okay? And then we're going to try to trim them up. So we have one on a really long stem, and then we have a couple that have little bits of 3. So you know how we had our bee flying at the top? Now this is so fun for you to decide, you know, kind of how tall you want that. Like, do I want to go way up high and have this really wispy, or do I want to keep it tight and clustered to the big bee below? It's totally up to you, but I'm going to put my first bee in. I'm going to trim her down a little bit, and I want her kind of soaring up there towards the top. Oh my gosh, she's almost out of the camera here. I'm going to put her in first, and then I want you to grab the honeycomb piece, and we're going to kind of shoot that off to the side. Yes, yes. So with this one, I'm going to leave it pretty much together. I'm just going to cut its grass off a little bit right down here so I can make it shorter. And we're still going to use it. Now you can shape these up how you want. I think it's kind of fun to move them around. Look at there. So it gives you that neat little dimension. And trim that stem to the length you want it. And then I'm going to pop this in off to the side. Yeah, right there. And I'm going to kind of make these a little bit geometric, moving around. So we got one bee. We've got our geometric shapes. Let me give them some wiggling. There they go. See if I can get that one playing a little, and this one moving forward. Okay, perfect. Now look how cute it is already. We got a whole flock of bees on the table too that we haven't even put in yet. But we want to layer in a little greenery. So grab your cute little boxwood. We're going to use 3 of these pieces a little bit longer. So I'm going to cut them and leave the rest on the bush. We're going to come back to it. And with these, we want to create some dimension by putting a few pieces in right now. So Kalia, you're kind of covering that up, and that's exactly what we want for this look. We want to layer it in a little bit. So that's one of the hardest things for new designers to really kind of understand, that the layering and the dimension is what makes your work stand out. So see there, I just moved that in front of the boxwood. And let's put a little more here on the left. Oh, it's so cute. Cute, cute, cute. And even cute things, you're still working with the principles of design like we teach in design school, so that your work, even when it's simple, it's detailed, and it really has this nice clean line. And I think you'll be shocked when you start to kind of pay attention and not just shove things in, not just cram more in, but think about where it's going. Plus, you're going to save money too when you grab a kit like this. you're only going to get what you need. You'll have no leftover to figure out where you're using later. It's a great way to start off. Or if you find yourself in a kind of a creative lull, when you grab a kit from a creator, it really helps you complete that process, right? All of our kits come with kit sheets and QR codes that'll take you right back to the supply list or the video on our website if it has a blog post, and help you get right back to what you need to create the design you're doing. Okay, we're just about halfway through. Look at this great shape. Isn't it adorable? It's turning out so stinking cute. The green, like the way this bee lays over all the green, oh, it's adorable. All right, now it's time for some of our big juicy bees. I mean, these are like the hippo in Madagascar bees, right? I like them big. I love that. Now, their little wings are wired. So when you come in here, these are super premium bees. This is wired. So when you buy stuff from Cleese.com, there's a lot of detail in it, and utilize that to your benefit. With the curls, you can take and make them smaller or stretch them out if you need to lengthen them. So you can do whatever you need to give them that whimsical look. Now these are going to go on the left side, so I'm going to trim this down a little shorter. And then I think I'm even going to cut the top bee off right now, and we're going to put her in separately. So I kind of separated them out. Let's start off with these two guys together. Like, they're BFFs. They are buzzing together. I couldn't help it, guys. The bee jokes are rampant. I was writing a bee email today, and I mean, we had it loaded with bee jokes. So there'll be more bee jokes and more emails. Now let's put some bees over on the other side. So I'll trim off the main stem as well. And make sure we get in there. Look, I didn't mess with his wings earlier. I gotta do that. See, I'm getting their little wings moving. And I don't want them to be identical, so I'm going to have him kind of leaning back and him all moving around in his stage of flight. Now, popping him in the glue too. And we're just putting him into the right here. Oh, ha, ha, ha. So we kind of got these coming out the other side of the honeycomb. We got bees flying everywhere. I'm going to put the taller bee more to the inside of the little shorter bee to the outside. Oh yeah, now we're talking. And I'm really kind of letting that head be the only thing down here at the bottom, so it really, you can tell this is a bee container. I love that. All right, I got 2 more bees left, but let's go ahead and let's layer in that greenery. We know that's really important in our final design. So I'm going to make these short, because these we're going to use all towards the front here, because I do like his head just sitting on top of that green behind him, to some respect. So I have got my glue pot right here to the side, and we're going to pop in a couple. Let's put one over here to the right. I'm going to kind of bend that over just a little bit. And I like to do that. I like to break the plane to create a little dimension in my design. So when I say break the plane, what we're doing is we're coming over the boundary of the container. Yeah, that's so cute already, because look, it's going over the wings. Oh, y'all, I love to teach you all these tricks, because I know you're going to make so much better pieces, and that means your home is going to be amazing. And then when you're ready to sell your work, oh my gosh, people are going to line up to come shop with you, especially all your friends, family, and neighbors. When they see how pretty your stuff is, they aren't going to be able to resist. They aren't. So this last little piece of boxwood's going right in the front here. See? Okay, that's perfect. And we got a nice background for the little head to lie on. Now, let's put in our last 2 bees. And I think they'll work fine just kind of coming out of the honeycomb. So I'm going to use one a little bit tall. Remember I said you could stretch these out? Now we're going to stretch it out. And he might be a little bit, let's say he's a little bit of crazy flyer. He got one wing going forward. He got the Mickey look. All right, I'm going to put that in here. We're going to go up above in the honeycomb. Pop that right in. These are so fun. I love these detail pieces because you can just play and have a great time creating. Now my last one is going to go front and center, just right up above the head. So this is a little bit long. I'll just take and crunch him in, and I'll take a little bit off his stem. Just using my wire cutters here. Give that a twirl in the glue, and we're going to go right into the middle.
You do want to feel those things crunch into the foam. And if you can, like I said, use hot glue. It'll make it a much more finished piece for the long term. And I don't think that went in all the way. It got caught on this antenna, and then I did not hear the crunch I wanted to hear. Let's put some more glue. Crunch, baby, crunch. It's like Captain, you know, Captain Crunch. Okay. Oh my gosh, how cute. Oh, it's so adorable. All right, next step. This is our fern, and it's our last two pieces. You're gonna do a little trick that I love to do. And yep, this is something I teach them in design school too. So when you are ready, you got to come join us in class, because they are getting all the tips, the tricks, the higher level projects, to where they're getting $200, $300, $400 for their really high end pieces when they sell their wreaths. And I'm a big believer that you can do it too when you're ready. I'm gonna pop this one in. Oh yeah, see that little wispiness coming in there and breaking up that clean line of the boxwood that we put in the front. So we saved those just for that reason, to be able to add that little last touch. Isn't this the cutest? Oh my gosh, Blue Merinos, I can't wait to see your bee wall pockets you make just like this. This has been a blast.
Blue Merinos, we got a new kit for you. The only thing you'll need to make the kit at home is going to be a little bit of floral foam. You're going to need some wire cutters and of course some hot glue. Oh, you also might need a few floral pins to hold the foam in place. This kit comes with these two amazing ribbons right here that are adorable, and these are going to go in here, bringing out the hive and the cute little bee on there. And we are going to tie a beautiful bow with those. Then we've got some greenery, some bees, and a cute little beehive. All right, so the first thing you want to do is decide where you want your project to be. And for me, I like for it to be right about here. We're going to cut these supplies short and have them real tight and compact around our bow. So first thing I'm going to do is put my little bit of foam on, and I'm going to put it in right here a little bit left to right, because we're going to have stuff coming off left to right. So just get some glue on it. You need to make sure you attach that to one of the support pieces right here, like the it's got to go to the grapevine or it won't be strong enough. Now come in with some pins, and we're going to take and pin these little dudes in here on every side, okay? Then these are going to secure it on nice and strong. Look at that. You guys, if you want to know when we're going to have a new video, you're going to text us at 832-734-5201. You want to text us VIP, and I'll let you know when we have new contact coming out. You won't miss a thing. The link will be right there for you when we text you, and you won't have to worry about finding the video. Okay, I'm going to push this in too. So I've got 4 pins in. That's going to hold it nice and strong. You can also flip it over and bring some to the back. You got a hanger at the top right here, and so we want to keep our weight on our design pretty centered. Whatever we do on the left, we have to equal it what we do on the right. So let's get started first of all with our greenery. You're going to push this bush all the way up. This is our fishtail fern, and I like to use this one because it's nice and wispy. This is the dark green color. And I'm going to take and cut these. They do not need long stems. About 1 inch will do ya. Trim all of these off. Now, we're going to start to shape out our base. Now, if you'll take these and make sure you've got leaves on the left and on the right, just take 2 seconds. Separate them a little bit. You can get more bang for your buck from every one you put in here. Okay, so let's put one here. Beautiful. And then we'll put one up above, so rotate them a little, separate them out. We call that shaking hands in design school. You guys, these fun projects I do with you are just basically an entry point so you can learn how to floral design with us. And kits that are projects like this that you can do step by step, easy. You don't need to go really shopping. Once you have, you know, a glue gun or an electric skillet, and then you have some basic supplies like the wire cutters and scissors, then you are set to do these simple kits with us. And then when you're ready to start learning, like taking it to the next level, we have an entire class where every week I'm teaching you a new technique or a new skill that you can start to add to your, basically your arsenal of wreath making tips, tricks, designs, structure, all that fun stuff. And it's important to learn how to do it properly, because I sell my work, and so whether you want to sell it or keep it for yourself, when you have
that foundation to build on, it really, really helps you. So that's what our design school is all about. Okay, keeping this nice and wispy, I'm gonna put one more in here, over here to the side. Okay, oh my gosh, how cute. Isn't that adorable? Now that our bow is tied, we are going to take and add it to a floral pin. It's one of those U pins I use to secure. So you're just gonna take and tie her right on with that cable tie we had in the back. And now she's got that nice pin in the back to go right into the foam. Take and trim that off. And what we're going to do here is add some glue to her. I would prefer if you did not use a glue gun to do this stuff because it's dangerous. I want you to invest in this little bitty electric skillet or use your big one. Once you use it for glue though, you cannot go back to cooking in it. But if you could do that, you are going to be better off in the long run. Okay, so I'm putting the bow in just a little bit sideways here, and she is a big, beautiful full bow. And she's our focal point here with this design. So what I want you to do is take and curl up these tails. Oh my God, she's so cute. Because we want to kind of keep them tight. Now, if you want them to stay curled this tight, all you have to do is pop a little glue on there. I'll probably let mine kind of gravity pull them down eventually, but I'm going to curl them up to start with here. Isn't she cute? We've got all that greenery in the background. Now what you want to do is we want to come and start to add our fun picks in there, okay? Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I'm trying not to hide too much of the bottom of the hive because I think that really shows the shape of what we got going. Okay, we've got, first of all, let's take the other hives here. Okay, and let's cut them off the stem. Now what I'm going to do is just trim them right next to the other section. So they're fairly long, and then you need to trim it down to 2 inches. We don't need anything that long. Okay, so cut this first. Okay, we've got them all sectioned out. Let's put the first one in. I think I'm envisioning 2 above the bow and 1 below. So take and manipulate them where they're looking super cute. Use this little berry. This is called shaking hands. I'm shaking hands to develop the look I want. Now I'm going to pull that bow forward. We're going to put this right behind the bow. This will be our longest one. You want to feel it go crunch. Oops, into the foam. Try to hear it go crunch. And then bend it forward just a little. There you go. You're so cute. Okay, and that'll be our longest one. So our next one, we're going to kind of deconstruct it a little. So take and cut these smaller pieces off of there where they're shorter. And now we're going to use this shorter and kind of towards the center of the bow. So we're going to put that one in. Isn't that cute? And then you're going to take all of these and start to put these in shorter. So just take this pick, and don't be afraid to do this with any pick, okay? You take and deconstruct the pick into smaller little pieces, and this is how you're going to do your detail work. So I didn't have to go buy something else. I can use the pick I have, but we're going to take our time and throw in a little bit of details at a time. Now this pick has these cute little brighter yellow little daisy on there, which I love. Love the bee whole motif. I put that one in. Super cute. Okay, now let's bring the eye down. We're going to balance that on the other side with the other piece. Same thing, we're deconstructing this one. So our hive is short. We've got our little berries still, and then I'm going to get some of the grass. And I want to keep it on that strong stem because that makes it really easy to put in. So just cut that off and leave a little of the strong stem. It's a little tedious, not that bad. This detail work is what's going to show off in your work, okay? Take your time. Appreciate each step of the detail work process. Okay, so I'm coming in here with a little bit of that daisy, just working opposite. Now I want this guy to be closer to the center, so I'm going to cut him even shorter, just a short little couple-inch stem. And let's go in here. Look how cute. Adorable. Now a little bit more grass coming out either side. Let's put a little bit more here in the middle. And you know, our last step is going to be to put these adorable bees in there. I cannot wait to do that. Let's go it right below. Try not to squish your bow if you can. Okay, it's bee time. So the bees, we can use them long or we can use them short. We can do a little bit, but we want the idea that they are just swarming around this home of theirs. So take and cut these off the main stem. So what is going to make your work stand out from others on this design is if you take your time and really work this detail work, okay? So my longest piece, I'm going to run up between these two and have it kind of come out the top. Did you see how cute these are? These are going to be so adorable on a door because you see how they're moving? Because the designer created these on those little pieces of filament, they will have that motion. I love that. Okay, now this guy is, we're going to cut it a little shorter. We're going to have it go right to in between the hive, right there in the center. Right here. Kind of come, oh my gosh. How cute is that? I love that. Now we've got a little bit of foam showing there in the center. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take our last little pick and divide it into 2 sections. And then I've got 2 baby picks. So you can always do that with a greenery like this. It's a pusher. I can section it out into 2 little sections. So I'm going to put one here, beautiful, and one above to kind of camouflage this middle section. And now it's filled in really pretty. I can't see the foam. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, bee time in the bottom. So repeat the same process you have up here. We'll have the longer stem low and the short stem kind of right up coming out of the flowers. Look at this. My goodness, y'all. I think this turned out so cute. You'll have some ribbon left. You can definitely make yourself a little ribbon accent.
Hey Bloomerinos, are you ready to make this cutie? We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna show you how. So come on in, let's have some fun with flowers. This is an 18-inch wreath base. And we're gonna start off with that and get this little cutie mounted right in there. So I want him to be right in the center of our design. So I'm gonna put him right here at the bottom. And then we're gonna use some skewers to secure him in. So he is really exactly where I want him. So the easiest way to do that is just take some barbecue skewers and I just hit them with a little bit of blue on the end. And then you just kind of leverage it in with some physics. Well, you try to get it in here. Because his base is all foam, he's super easy to put in that way. So I'm gonna come at him with a couple of directions. Now, if you've never made something like this before and you would like to grab the kit, just let us know in the comments. We'll shoot you the link to this and you can make your own. These skewers, I usually find them in the cooking department of my local grocery store. Like, they have the better, thicker ones than I get at Walmart. Walmart, just, they're kind of thin. That's something that won't come in the kit, but you can grab them. You can see I just went ahead and just staked him right in. And now I'm just going to cut off the little edges. And just like that, our main focal point is in the wreath, and we are ready to start adding the flowers. In this kit, you can see we've got our greenery, we've got our main daisies, we've got some twigs. All of that is important to create the base of this design. Let's start off with our greenery first, just to get a little of that in. And we are going to start to kind of place them to define our shape. Because our shape is what we call, I call it laying the perimeter or setting the background in design school. And that's what we're going to do first here. And we're using this greenery today that is got a little bit of flocking to it. But one of my favorite parts is they have wired the plastic little vine pieces in here, so you can use that to your advantage. So if you'll just take this bush and tear it down, it's super easy to work with. Anytime I can do that, I'm going to save the steps of cutting and save myself a little bit of time. And then you just trim up the ends and we'll get started putting them all in. And when I say set the perimeter, that means set the exterior of the design, because it kind of lays the foundation for your whole project. See how I'm shaping this up? And all of that's really important in when you choose your products to create with. That's why grabbing a kit with us kind of keeps it really simple for you to be able to duplicate exactly what I'm doing and get you started on your design, you know, adventure. See what I'm saying? These have that little bit of twig to them, and you can take, because they're wired, I can kind of have them come over my little bear's head. But isn't that super cute already? Look how we're doing. Look at all the dimension we're getting because those little pieces and those little details are wired. And I like to stand apart from, you know, the big box stores when we have our florals that we sell, because I know that the better your pieces look and the more depth and dimension they have, the more, you know, you are going to be able to demand for them when you resell them, or just the better it's all going to look when you put the piece together on your own door. So I'm going to take this one, we're going to kind of come below the beehive, and you can go all the way around if you want, but in this case I want to just kind of tuck this right up beside him. Oh yeah. So we're starting to frame out our perimeter. Now I'm going to come a little bit down with another piece. I love this one too because I've got these two longer viney pieces that'll work great kind of cascading down. And I'm going to tuck this one in right here. I want this to look very organic and florally, but fun because of our cute little beehive in there. But you can see that I want to stick with that jute texture on here and let some of the grapevine show so it feels kind of rustic. I love that. I love that combo. Don't worry, we're gonna have a cute bee to go in here too. Of course we are. All right, then I'm gonna take one more piece and I'm gonna shake hands with it. We're gonna do that right up above. Now, if you need to, you know, grab some Spanish moss to hide your glue or secure your pieces in, just in case you need to cover up a little bit of glue on there. And I've got a little bit right here. I need to add some moss too. All right, just like that, our greenery is in, our bee is in, and we got a great start. Now, I want to go ahead and grab my main flower in here, and that's going to be this really pretty Paris daisy. It's just like a Gerber daisy, a nice big head. And these come with a little bit of greenery on them too. So if you'll just take and push those up a little. And I'm going to trim them pretty long because they have the stem covering, which I love, but we don't want to push them up so much to where we lose the wire, okay? So just push them a little bit. But I kind of like the stem covering because it's so pretty. So don't push them up too high. It makes them look so real. So we're going to trim that whole bush off. And then I'm going to get ready to put these in. With these, I'm going to leave them alone. I'm going to let them kind of reach out and help create the depth we're looking for in this design. So I'm going to start with my first one, kind of going up and above up here. And think about it creating like a little concave, a little area that comes out over the beehive, because that's going to give us that great depth I'm talking about. And I'm serious when I want you to think about the depth. It just is, so many people design stuff that's super flat, and that's never something I'm designing or teaching how to design, because I think it's boring and it's never going to command the dollar amount that I want to make when I sell my pieces. So I'm really thinking about that. That's why it's important everything's wired and we can really work with it. See here? I'm almost bending that into the shape of a C so I get all that movement. We'll get our first three pieces in up here above. Popping them in. Oh yeah. I love that. And push this one in just a little bit more. And if you bend it a little too strong, just, you know, back off a little. You can fix that. Look at all that movement. Isn't that great? I have got that really moving off the top. Now let's do the same thing on the bottom right here. Okay, I'm going to come in on the bottom. We're going to change our direction and get these puppies popping. Some of these I pushed up a little high, so I got to put that wire back in because I want to be able to manipulate it all the way to the head. All right, let's put some down here. Because, you know, if he's into the bees, the flower's got to be close by. And I actually used a kind of an open wreath base on this design because I liked the woodiness of the stems. Sometimes, you know, you want to pick out a different base for different designs, but in this one, I think it worked just perfectly. Something about bending these wires is almost cathartic to me. It's so relaxing, and the beautiful weather today and the actual bees and the birds. I haven't seen any bees, but I have heard the birds talking. They're talking. All right, we've got two there. Let's put a couple more right here, kind of working our way back. And I am leaving the grass on too because I love that grass in there. Just go up a little bit higher. I'm gonna put that in right here. Now make sure you're not going just through to the back. I did pick a kind of an open wreath frame, so you gotta watch it. Make sure you push it into the design. I'm gonna pull that up a little bit. There you go. And then I want one more right in here, kind of coming off to the side, so you can see how pretty those are scattered about. And we've got more yellow coming in, and we've got some great twigs. So never fear, everybody will have their own little spot. Okay. And you can always bend them more or manipulate them more as you kind of bring your piece together. But you got, look at that already. Oh my gosh. So we created all this space in the design. Now what I want you to do before we even grab our next floral is I want you to pull that greenery into the depth now. It was kind of flat in the back. Now I want you to pull it up. Remember I told you about the wires it had? So utilize those, bring them forward. Now you see the little vine right here? Hey, take that, curl it up, kind of have it work over the top of the beehive right here. Bring that into the design. And we call that breaking the plane of the design. In everything we do, we're trying to break the plane. That means the pieces kind of overlap, and that gives that perception of a lot of depth. And that's what we want to bring in. Next, we're going to use this gorgeous yellow. And this has kind of got like a little flocked greenery to it, a little bit of gray. It's got that beautiful Dusty Miller vibe to it. And it's got even some rosemary in here that looks like that too. So that with the yellow is just excellent. So I'm going to take this one and we're going to divide it into sections. And we may even break it down a little smaller than this because we want this to fill in between everything we've already got going. So I'm going to tear this one off too. So see how easy these are to work with and manipulate into exactly what you want. See right here, isn't that great? I'm just opening up the camera a little bit for you guys to see. Now, same thing, every time I grab a piece, I need to manipulate it, okay? I gotta use that depth on it. It's a little time consuming, but worth it every time. So all of a sudden you take just one spray and you can make it into so many pieces when you work with something higher quality. And you'll love that in the long run because your work will look so much better than starting off with something lesser quality and trying to improve on it. It will take so much more time. So I'm going to put my first piece right in here. And I kind of like it coming over to my little bear. Yeah, Mr. Bear, he's got a little bee right there. And we're going to bring another piece from below that. And just keep letting these fill in. And that way you get this really nice wispy design, which I find lovely. Now we're going to come below where we change direction. So I will switch direction on this stem as we bring it in. I'm going to kind of work from the outside. And just let it come out here. And mix it in with that other green spray because we have that green spray in here too. That Dusty Miller can go over here, and these little yellow, kind of like a berry filler flower combo. Oh yeah, so pretty. All right, now we're gonna work a little bit down, and I'm just gonna take these and open them up the exact same way, shaking hands with them. And I'm gonna go right below now the beehive. So when you use a filler flower, what you're doing is you are breaking up the space and you're adding a little more dimension between the greenery and the main flowers, which in this case are our daisies we're working with. And just pop that right in there. Now let's take one more and go above. Same thing, I'm gonna trim off this one where we tore it. Now I'm gonna put my last piece in right up here above. Slightly overlapping that greenery we already have in. And just gently spread that out. Oh yeah. See how we're breaking the plane? The bear, he's like tucked in there. He's tucked in the back. Now, what I want you to do is we're gonna steal a little bit of flowers from a couple of these. Like I'm gonna steal this piece right here from that one. I'm gonna steal a little bit of greenery from this one. Okay? And then let's steal maybe another little floral from this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna embellish that beehive a little bit so the florals don't look completely different than what we're using other places. And I'm just going to tuck those in with a little bit of glue. a little bit of glue on there, and I'm going to take and just tuck this right in. Here comes a little greenery. And you guys, anytime you use a wreath attachment that comes with some stuff like built in like this, you can make it your own. You can pull that stuff off, or you can do like we're doing here. We're just adding a little bit of other, just to have it work right in. Here comes some more yellow flower, and I'm just putting that in the glue pot, the pot skillet off screen. Put that there, and then it kind of blends in just a little bit more than what was going on. Now, with the other couple of little pieces I have, I'm going to come in and have a couple of smaller pieces in here, right where we have a lot going on, where I can kind of see where the stems are going in. So I'm going to steal one more piece. I've got one more piece of greenery here. Kind of at the transition point right here where I want to tuck in a couple of little short pieces. I'm even going to steal one piece of this greenery right here where I have these longer leaves, and I'm going to glue those right into the transition also. So whenever I talk about a transition, that's where we change direction with the florals. Sometimes we'll have a bow there, sometimes we'll have some type of attachment there. In this case, we don't really have anything except for the florals, at least for right now. But in a second, we're going to put our cute little bee in right in here. So while this guy is feasting on our whole honeycomb, this big mother bee is over here, and she's going to go right into the transition too. So I put a little floral in there. Now I'm going to tuck her in, and I'm going to make sure her wings are up and pretty, because that's the cutest thing about her. And we will take and tuck that in that same area. So come on, baby, get on in there, you cutie. I love adding little details like this. She can just sit up there. She's just tucked in. And just like everything else, we break the plane. She's just subtly right in there. See her? You can't really, she's not the focal point, but she's just tucked in that little garden of happiness right there. Just when you think we're done, nope, it's twig time. Anytime you're using all this depth, where we really are using a daisy or a tulip, or any long flower that you really are having reach out and move around, make sure you incorporate a twig, because the twig helps tie that in. We've got this dark grapevine in the back. We've got these beautiful bright yellow florals, but now if I bring a twig in, that bridges that gap between the two and makes it give you that woodsy, wispy feel. And I totally love that. Now this is our little willow twig, and it is so nice because we've got all the little micro curly wires on here, which look adorable curled up. So that's what you see me doing here right now. You don't have to do that, but that's one of my things. I love them curled like they're trying to reach out and grab onto things. And we've got 3 that we're going to use that come in this kit. And by the way, if you haven't grabbed the kit yet, just let us know in the comments and I'll shoot you the link for this particular design. And let's start with this first one, kind of reaching over Mr. Bear at the top, creating a little zone in his little area up here. Yep, there it is. I love that. And so he's really tucked in there. He's safe. At least he thinks he is, till these bees find out he's getting the honey. All right, if you get a glue string, I like to pull those off now rather than waiting, because I sometimes miss one. Right there. Now let's go up above with one more. Same thing. We're going to shake hands with it like you're making best friends, and I'm going to curl these. If you don't want to curl on your finger, you can always curl on like a pencil or one of those skewers we used, but I just use usually what's easy for me. I've been doing this 27 years, so you'll see me take lots of shortcuts that are, you know, time savers, because some details are important, some are not. And when you're running like a really high volume Etsy shop like we do, we want to make beautiful projects. We want to use the highest quality materials. We want to have a lot to the design value. That's why I teach in design school all of the ways to do that, because we don't want to look like anybody else. We want our pieces to be super special and unique. But there's no reason to add steps to the process just for, you know, the glory of it. I like to make it simple. And because I used to have to teach all my employees how to make the wreaths too, gave me a lot of practice to be able to teach you guys here and in design school, so you can do it on your own. So this time I'm gonna actually curl this stem a little bit too, the main stem. Oh gosh, how fun is that? So we kept these twigs like really coming in tight around him. See all that? He looked really, really good. Now, I'm gonna bring my last twig and it's gonna cup around and kind of come up to the top of, really kind of to the midline of the bottom of this beehive. Isn't that great? So I hope when you play with your designs, you think about the rustic element. If you're letting a lot of that grapevine show, how can you bring in, you know, a little more detail to your piece? And twigs are a great way to do that. Okay, here comes this one. Plus you get to curl all these little wires and that's just so satisfying. Alrighty, I'm gonna trim that one off. And then we'll just bring that one in on the bottom. Right in here. I got some glue on that, but we'll get it off in a second. See how I want it to kind of cascade over and come up? And then I think we've done it. I love that. Hey guys, hello everybody, it's Kali. We're gonna freestyle a bee. Just gonna do it a little bit different than how we've done it in the past. We're going to use a little foam today just to make it a little bit different. So I'm gonna start by adding this piece of foam right here to the center. And I'm gonna kind of work at an angle. It's up to you how you wanna do it. The bee has wire all in the frame, so the cool part of that is it's got lots of places to attach to. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some glue on this foam. And I'm gonna just put this a little bit sideways, okay, on there. And then I'm gonna come in through the back, just in case it's a little clunky on video, and I'm gonna pin around these wires. And then this guy will be in there really safe, okay? And we don't have to worry about him failing or coming off. So I'm gonna put him in, get that part done. So now I'm coming in with those pins just around the wires. Okay, I've got it pinned in good. I've also got it glued. So it's safe on there, look. Cha-cha-cha, make sure the glue's set up before you do that. You can also add a hanger back here if you wanted. I'd put a nice big hanger right off this wire. If you put it right here, then the customer can either hang it straight if you're selling them or if you're making one for yourself, or you can have it kind of kicked to the side. I'm just gonna hang it off probably right just off the frame right this minute while I'm working on it, but you have those options. I'm gonna start off by adding some greenery. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Anywhere there's a little bit of wet glue, I like to come in with some Spanish moss while it's wet. And basically I'm gonna keep this low. I don't need it really high, but I wanna cover up the edge of the design because I don't want to ever see this glue. Sorry, I forgot to do that right away and I don't want this to set up. And I'm gonna just pin some of that too. So I'm hiding the foam is what I'm doing. I'm gonna have greenery and a lot of stuff to hide it. But anywhere I could see glue, I want to cover it, like right now, first thing. This is our Riscus bush greenery, and I love it. The only thing is it's not a pusher, but it breaks up really easy. Let's cut off a few pieces of this, and let's create our, kind of our perimeter. That's something I would say in design school, we're going to create our perimeter for our design before we start adding any of the other elements. We're going to start off with greenery. So I can break that piece down to a couple of sections like this, and then we can add them. And decide how long you want it. Now the biggest mistake people make on the bees is they get this maybe a little too big. Cut them down a little bit. We don't need them gigantic. We're just gonna cut them in half. And when you do those kind of cuts, you make sure you cut it where it looks natural, right? You don't want it to be a wire sticking out. You want it to look like it's just naturally that way. So we're gonna take, I've got my glue pot right beside me here, and I'm gonna start to just create my base, get my shape going. I don't need that massive though. I want to be able to still see the bee, but keep all this framed out, okay? I'm gonna just start shaping it out. See it looking cute already. I'm looking cute. We've got more fun stuff to add. This is just my base to start with. Okay, and I'm gonna come over the face a little of the bee, but we don't want it to be totally overtaking it. Here comes a couple more. Got these two. And I'm gonna just shape it out.
shape it out. All right, pretty good. So if you need to do a screen grab, you can kind of see where we are right now in the process. Okay, we just kind of greened it out. Now I've got some really pretty yellow berries we're gonna come in with next. To fan those, we're just gonna flank all of this with the yellow, all right? Oh, that's cute. That's making it really fun right in there. Okay, look there. So far, so good, right? I'm gonna keep some of these supplies off to the side because I know I'm gonna wanna tuck in on the bow like we did yesterday. Go ahead and make the bow. I'm gonna start off with the polka dot in the back, okay? And then I'm gonna add the yellow on the top. That's my plan. And I'm just gonna do a really simple bow. When you give your project, you can take and measure out the tails. I wanna go a little bit longer than the bee. So just hold it up there. Whatever you're embellishing, just hold it up and bring that down. And bring that to the center and twist. And I am gonna make just a 2-1 bow, really simple at 6 inches. Let me see what 6 inches looks like up here. You can hold your hobo maker up there. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think I need 7. So this could be a 2 loops on each side. And then I'm gonna use 1 of the yellow in the center. I like that yellow because it's got the little stripe on the edge. All right, let me cut these. Okay, that one's done. And now I'm gonna use this one, okay? Put that right in the center. I'm just gonna make this tail just a little bit shorter. Okay, I'm scrunching it. So I did this next loop at 5 inches. It looks perfect. It looks really neat and clean. And you can always do something like this at home, guys. Do I like that? Yeah, I like it. It's not too overly big. Okay, I'm gonna now take it off. So I'm gonna get this bow on and then we're gonna embellish around. The other day in design school, one of the girls was asking, do you do the bow first? You know, how do we know when to do the bow first? How do we know when to do the bow last? And we talked about a little bit about it. And basically, it depends on how you want the bow to look, right? Do you want the bow to appear that it's the finishing touch? Or do you want the bow to feel like it's worked in to your piece? And 90% of the time, I want to feel like mine's worked in and it's just enveloped by all the other pretty greeneries and twigs and bees and all that kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna add a pin to the back because we're working with foam. We gotta add a pin. Putting that in, I'm gonna cinch it up. So when you use those cable ties, look how poofy that bow, oh, it's just delicious. Got good movement. And I do have to cover the center. But we had talked about if y'all had a cute little bee you could pop in the center of the bow. Oh my gosh, would that be precious? Maybe you could find something little. The ones I have are too little. Really, they wouldn't be effective. Okay, I'm gonna put the black in the middle. So I'll just fold this one right up. So has anybody made the bee skeeps or whatever they call them? Skeep? I don't know if that's right. I've seen some videos on those. Those are cute. We have a big pile of bees right now. And he's like, would you do a bee video, please? We've done the bees for 3 years. So I was like, well, we're gonna try to do it different. So you guys have some other options. If you've already made one, you can try a different one. And that's what's neat about these bases. They're like having a wreath base to work on that's painted for you. So you have lots of texture, color. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna take and just press it. I'm gonna go pretty much centered. If you wanted to go maybe a little bit lower, just a little bit lower than center, but pretty much right there, okay? And then we're gonna work all around it. And I'm gonna try not, see, I didn't go way out. I'm gonna try to keep it tight to the middle. All right, so there's my pen, and I'm gonna just get a little glue on it and then push it into the foam, and that will hold it. I like to use the floral foam. It holds up better over time than the spray foam. In my history doing for 18 years, I did craft shows traveling all over the country, and it just holds up better. So in the long run, I know it's more expensive, but it's my preference. I'm gonna go right in here. Oh, yes. Look at that. It's cute already. Oh, it's got a lot of dimension, a lot of pop. Look, look. Oh my gosh. All right, if you like it so far, I need some not stars. You can send stars, but I need some hearts. Let me get some hearts. I guess if you don't like it, you could give me the sad faces. You better not like it. It's adorable. All right, now we're ready. We've got our background built, and now we've got to get all the fun stuff in the foreground. Okay, so that's done. Now let's add the interest to the front, because that's where the party's gonna start. I'm gonna start with a little bit of greenery still. We're gonna build out around there to get a base. I'm gonna just trim this greenery up a couple pieces here. I don't need it long at all. Just where I have maybe 3 sprigs on there would work fantastic. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm gonna add these in around the bow. Okay, let's do this. Okay. And we still have the cute little bumblebees I want to add and some other grasses. But I need to use this particular filler right now to fill in, hide the moss. I'm sorry, the foam. I always say that wrong. Every day. Apparently my brain stores those 2 words in the same memory bank, and I pull them out incorrectly. It's kind of like watermelons and pumpkins. It happens. So far she's good right there. You see it if I bring it down? Let me keep it up higher. It's wiggling a little bit. I didn't put a hanger on it yet, but I think I would do that. Okay. Now I want to put some little bees in. I love these guys. I worked with these for the first time, and they're super stinking cute because they're delicate. They have these wings that are adorable. So first thing I'm going to do is, like I normally would, is shake hands with my project. That means fluff it out. When you get picks, greenery, floral bushes, they're compressed from shipping, and you have to fluff them out. And that goes for things like this as well. I do want to keep all these grass, but I want to cut these off right here. And I like this little green glitter grass. We're going to use it. I'm going to take and just trim them right there. I just think these are fun, and they're great for a beginner. You don't have to invest a lot to make your own, and you have a really stunning project. So I've been, as design school's opening, I've been also focusing on doing some tutorials for beginners where you can get a quick win. Okay, let's put these in. I'm gonna use 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and these guys are gonna fly to the back and the front. So we're gonna have 6 of these total. I'm gonna go up here, just go right behind. I think they're just like they're buzzing around, like this is the queen, and they're like, hey queen, I wanna hang out with you. I'm sorry, I don't see all the comments great. I say somebody said, hey, 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 hey to you too. We're buzzing. We're buzzing around here. How about this one? More to the middle? Oh yeah, he can come in the middle. He's happy little bee. Oh, so cute. See how cute? Ah! All right, now this guy, let's have this guy come way out the back. Like he's flying. Whoop. He's like, I'm almost out of here. What are y'all doing around this queen so much? This is a boy bee. He's like, huh. What's up? I don't know anything about bees, guys. So I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun creating with you. All right, the 3 bees are in. And I want to come around with some of the yellow berry a little closer to them now. Okay, we have enough of that. We can add some more. Let's bring that in. Woohoo! All right, here's this guy. Let's see, I have 3 pieces left, so let me just use 1 in here, and then I'll kind of sparingly I really love to do this. I love sharing it with you guys. I love picking out products for you that I think you're gonna love to use, that are easy to work with, that are gonna make you look good because they're just easy. And you don't have to have that much practice to get good at some of this stuff with just implementing some of the things I'm teaching and showing you. Okay, there's our 3 bees at the top. All right, now I'm ready to come in at the bottom. This is a little too tall for me like that, so watch this. All you gotta do is grab your wire cutters and come in, and I'm gonna thin this piece out just a little bit. Just a little bit too much. It's no problem. Just cut that piece off. Now cut it where it's wrapped so I don't end up with a bunch of little pieces. I don't use a pick machine. I don't like using them. So I always make sure when I make my cuts, I leave things clustered. So if you don't know what all that means, it's okay, but I just wanted to share that tip while we were in that moment. Okay, this is the grass that came on there. I like to curl this grass. If it doesn't curl, I generally won't use it in my piece. I'm just picky about this type of grass. But this has little glitter on it. And we all need like a little sparkle. Oh, that curled up good. See how pretty? That's what we're looking for. If it curls crazy or looks goofy, we don't use it. Just, it goes in the garbage, guys. We just don't, this is directional, and if it's going wrong, it'll cheapen your project. I'm feeling super teachy. I hope y'all are enjoying it. I own several pick machines. I just got better at not using them. Basically, after selling thousands of wreaths online, I learned we've got to make them fast. So we have to learn these little skills, these little nuances we need to do to not waste a lot of time doing extra steps. That's why. Nothing wrong with the pick machine. It's just another step that I don't want to do. All right, I'm going to put this right in the back so that can kind of come in the mid zone right here, not in the very back, but right behind this little section. I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, and we're gonna go on down. Yeah, what I'm teaching in Makers University about our how to sell on Etsy also. The one thing I want to, always remind everybody is you've got to have some simple projects too, so you have different price points. Oh, that looks really good in there. That looks really, really good. That looks really good. So if you need the supply list for this project, just say supply list in the comments and we'll get back to you with a link, okay? Cute so far. All right, I think I still want to put some grass and little bees at the bottom. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep this tight at the center. It's still wispy, it's still my design style, but I'm not going way out past those wings. And it's just, I'm making it a little balanced. All right, here comes another set of bees. These are fun because you can make them play. Maybe I'll see if we can put one right in the middle, see how it would look. I'll play with it. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna gently pull out those grasses to the side because I definitely want to use those. Definitely want to use those for sure. Oh my goodness. Because I love this little glittered one. All right, let's take these bees. Are there people in here who love actually honey? Richard Honey Bunny, aka Honey Bunny. Oh, hence the honey. He has honey every day from a local honey supplier. Do you guys? Is there anyone else who does that? All right, there's our bee. And let's have this one come out the bottom. We're just gonna mirror our placement up at the top. So I'm gonna come in here, just take your fingers, spread them apart, and get into the foam. We'll want to get into the foam. So, foam is always an option to create on. And sometimes we do cluster, sometimes we do foam. You have options. That one's in. Little guy's flying down here. He looks a little lost. Come on, buddy. There you go. Jeez, these wings are super cute. So cute. When I was younger, one time I had like a little allergic reaction to honey. It's never happened again. It was kind of scary, right? But now it doesn't happen. I'm gonna open this up. Y'all, make sure you go to textclee.com too and get on our text list. Because if anything were ever to happen to our page here, that's how I would get in touch with you and tell you where I'm at and show you where I am. So it's a good backup plan too. Plus I do tell you when I'm live as well. So I sent out to Liz, and of course I get special birthday messages to all my birthdays. Look at those guys in there. It's so cute. Okay, now we are needing some yellow berries. We're gonna put these first before we put that green grass, and we'll just repeat what we had at the top. Okay, so I got the yellow grasses, and the bees are they're flying around, they're pollinating these guys. This one I'm kind of moving to the center. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a twist so he can sit the center of the bow, like that. Pretty cute. And I think I'll try to bend it a little bit more, and I'll pop a little greenery below him so that just sits, and I can kind of camouflage his stem. So yeah, you can always use smaller pieces of greenery for camo. Any mechanics, so you don't see that, especially when I photograph this to put on Etsy. I need to make sure I've got that where I bent the stem. I need it to be hidden, right? I need it to be hidden. But we'd use it as a front door wreath for spring and summer. And there's a lot of people who just love bees. Bee collectors, and there's ladybug collectors. And there's people who are named Bee, and you've got to give them the bees. All right, I'm gonna take in. Then you got Honey Bunny. So you can give him bunnies or bees for the honey. Aw, I'm glad you love it. Good job, guys. I can't wait to see what you create with yours. You don't have to go this extravagant. They look super cute with just a bow, if you want to do a bow. Or you can hang up the bee by itself. You don't have to go crazy and do everything we're doing. Of course, I want to do it over the top and pretty. That's kind of my whole gig. Okay, so I curled all those inside. So when I put it on here, I can have them kind of cut back up. All right. You can do it the other way too if you want them to curl out. You just want to be consistent in what you're doing, because lines matter in design a lot, or the eye is very confused and it doesn't look quite as professional if you can't keep the lines somewhat uniform. I like things wispy and wild too, but you can't fight the transitions. All right, let's bring that in. Okay, very cute. Very cute. Now, last step I would do is just kind of take a pan around, and I'm going to see if there's any gaping holes of styrofoam that would need some moss or maybe a little more greenery. Just take a look at it. It looks good to me. We're good. All my mechanics are covered. And there he is. What do you think? Isn't that a cutie? I think it turned out super duper cute.
Hey guys, are you ready for a simple and fun project? This one's gonna be great. We're gonna start off with this cool sign. It is long and lengthy, so we're gonna be able to totally jazz it up with, of course, my favorite florals. You guys, you know we have this available in a kit for you. If you'd like to grab it, just drop the link, drop the word kit into there, and we'll send you the link for it. It's gonna be available over at Khalees.com. I feel the need to sing that, y'all, for some reason. That's all that .com. I'm crazy. So anyway, if you're using your own supplies, just think you want a little bit of space on there to be able to embellish and kind of come off your board with the florals. So, and just get some beautiful things that coordinate. So you can see over here in your kit, you're gonna get a big bunch of lemon picks, some great filler grass here. This is a rosemary, which is gonna work great. A couple of pieces of foam, because we're gonna build it on foam. And on this one, we're gonna have two different sunflowers that we're going to use, and I'm just picking out colors that are in my board. If you're painting your own sign, then you can totally pick out colors that will coordinate with florals that you want to use. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And it just, whenever you add dimension, of course this one has the cute bee already, it already soups up your projects to the next level and just makes them look different than anyone else is going to have. The only tools you're going to need a little bit of hot glue. I'm using my hot glue skillet, or you could use a glue gun. Just be real careful so you don't burn yourself. I got my skillet off to the side. I'm going to use a little bit of Gorilla Glue. I like that to help adhere foam really good to the sides, especially if you sell your projects. You always want to keep them together as long as possible. And then you're going to need some wire cutters, and I always like these mini bolt cutters. They work great for me. So
let's get started. Okay, we've got our sign, and I'm gonna just move it sideways here so we can work on it and you can see it all. The first things we want to think about is how we want to put our design. I know on this one I want to go on the top left and the bottom right. Okay, you could easily reverse that however you want, or you could go center and center. You can do whatever you want. It's your creation. But here's how I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little foam on both those sections, top and bottom, and I'm using a little piece of foam that came in our kit, and I'm just going to slide it just a little bit off, just a little bit off of the wood, so I've got a little more room in here to work with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit both these areas with a little bit of Gorilla Glue, just right there, and a little bit down here. Got them. Gorilla Glue is in. Close that back up. Now I'm going to hit these with some hot glue. I'm going in my glue skillet over here that I use for floral design. I'm just going to gently put it in there. Be real careful, guys, with hot glue. If you have a glue gun, you could just shoot a few dollops on there. But I'm going to put that in and wiggle it around a little bit. Okay? I've got a little bit of a drip back here. I'm going to grab my stick and grab it. And just take care of that right there. Okay, same thing down here. Going to grab my foam. Hit it with the glue. Pull it off. Love it. And I got a good amount on there. And I'm just going to go off the side just a little bit. So I'm wiggling it, and then I'm going to kind of pull it back so it can pull, that glue can pull around the edges. Okay? Both pieces of foam are on. Yay! Get my strings. Get out of here, glue strings. We don't like you. All right. So I've got several of these pieces. I'm getting 3 in here, and what I need to do is, if you get yours all on one stem, you'll be cutting them off, and I'm going to cut them down to where they have little bitty piece like that at the end. Okay, for this one, and I'm just going to take and kind of create. Look at my glue globbing over here. Ugh, no glue globbing. I'm going to take and put this one in, I think, kind of this way. I'm going to lay it out first. Just kind of look at what I want. The top, we're going to use the little sunflower on, so we're going to need a little more action filling it around there. I'm going to cut the second one. Let's trim it down. And I think we'll be putting this one, doing the same thing, but let's switch places. Let's have this one kind of go up and that one kind of go down. Oh, that looks cute. I want to kind of cover up my letter just a little, just cuddling it with the florals. All right, because I know I like that. I'm going to go ahead and press these into the florals. I need to kind of come from the top, so I'm just bending that like that, so I get a little U shape. I'm going to get a little glue on it, and I'm just going to pop that in from the top, right at the edge here. Boom! Done. That part's done. Same thing with this one, so I'll just bend it down, bending down like that. And I'm going to have this one kind of come down the side of the sign. And I'm pressing that one in. I hear you, little bee jingling. Okay, you see how we're framing out the top already? This is how that looks from the top. Can you see it? Cute. Oh, I got glue on my table. Boo! All right, now down here at the bottom, we're going to do the same thing, except I want to reverse this, and I want to kind of come up with this. So you see how I'm framing out my sign with my florals? So I'm going to trim that, and then I'm just going to give it a bend and put it right in there. Okay? Here we go. I'm dipping it in my glue a little, and I'm just going to press it in my foam. Boom. Kind of coming up and framing out that edge. Okay, well, that's looking good so far. All right, now we want to get to our main flowers, because we're going to use those to kind of ground this whole piece. And we've got 2 matching. We've got one large, one small, large and small. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut them right here. And yours are going to come squished, and you're just going to need to fluff them out a little bit, get them pretty. I've already done that here. And I'm going to cut this down to about 1 inch stem. Right here, I'm going to cut the head off. So it's off. And then we're going to keep these 2 little leaves. We definitely want to use those. And if you want the wire a little longer, just pull it, because we don't know how much length we're going to need. We've got to get out from behind that flower. So we cut those 2 off. Let's do the exact same thing to this one. That little bee is jingling. She's got the jingle jangle. And I'm going to cut it to 1 inch also. And I'll just discard that. Oops. Everything went flying. So 2 small leaves, 2 big leaves, big sunflower. And I'm doing this a little different. I'm going to use a large sunflower at the bottom, the little sunflower at the top, just to kind of bring your eye down. So let's start up here at the top with the little one. So you'll have to fluff your petals out on it, and I just kind of spread them out. I do give them a little bit of motion, like a little dimension between the layers here, because that's what's so fun about this flower. Okay, and you get a nice dimensional sunflower. And we're gonna put that just boom right in the center. Oh my God, it's so cute already. Let's pop it in. Since that's a short stem, you will have to bring your glue to your stem. I used just a little bamboo stick in there, and then I bring the glue to the stem. I'm gonna push from the head gently. That bee is gonna be talking. That's so cute already. Look at that. And then I have my 2 leaves that I wanna use. And let's have one kind of come. I'm going to dip it in my glue over here. Then we'll have one kind of pop out the back here. Yay! Just like that. Oh, that gives nice dimension. I didn't put it all the way at the top. It's kind of at the bottom. And let's use another one over here on this side. I'm just going to pull off that paper. And we'll pop it in right over here. Just kind of going behind the flower. All right. Those going at opposite angles of each other. I think that looks so cute. And you can pull it up a little so you're not covering your welcome so much. Get your glue strings out of there. Very cute. Top part is done. Now let's come down to the bottom. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to fluff out my flower. Make sure she's got lots of dimension. I'm always going to be hitting that bee. That bee is going to be jingle jangling. All right. And I'm thinking we're just going to put this one at a little bit of an angle down, or you could do it at an angle up. It's whatever you want to do, just play with it. I'm going to go kind of a little bit angled down. So I will bring my glue over to I've got it on my dowel rod. I'm just going to run it around there, or my bamboo stick. And I'm coming in just at a slight angle. Okay, and I angled this one down. You can angle it up also, just depending on what you like. Dang, that's cute. And you can spread them out a little bit so you can see a little bit more of the welcome. All right, now grab your leaves, and I'm going to use a little bit of a leaf coming down. Get this into the glue. I'm going to have one leaf kind of popping down, just like that. And then let's have the other leaf kind of tucking up under here, so I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. And don't forget, it's up to you exactly how you want to do everything, guys. Okay, and this one's going to pop into here. So I cover up my letters a little, not too much. But I like to break the planes of different elements in my pieces. All right, last thing is we have some of this fun rosemary grass. And what you're going to use this for is you're going to take a look at your piece, and anywhere you can see a little bit of your foam, you're going to be filling in with this. So I'm taking each stem and I'm cutting it down really short, and I'm going to fill in under here. It's coming right under my flower, and look, I'm going to add just a little bit of softness. Oh gosh, that just is so adorable to do that. And let's have a little bit more over here on this side. So I'm just tucking in and covering any foam, and it's going to add a little bit of wispiness. Same thing at the bottom. Let's go and touch up down there. Drip that one in my glue, dip it in. And then I'm going to come over here to this side and push a little into the foam. Oops. I slid it on top of the foam. There we go. And now it's kind of angled, popping up. I think that looks great. Here's one more piece here. I'm going to use a little bit opposite of it. Just kind of pop that out between the flower petals. Oh, cute. I've got one more piece. So just take a look around your project. And anywhere you need to hide, like under there I can see a little bit of glue. I don't know if anyone will really see that from hanging on the door. So let me just put one little piece in here, kind of coming forward. So that gets us 3 down there. And I'm going to use another one up in here, just right on top of this leaf here. So let's just add a little more wispiness, a little more fullness. And you can pop a couple of those berries to the front too. I think that's always fun. And there it is. What do you think? You want to see it all finished? Let me move my Cleese.com sign, y'all. There it is, all finished. You guys, you know you can grab the kit to make your own at Cleese.com. It does have a saw hook hanger on the back, but if you wanted to add a longer hanger, you could. But it's ready to go, ready to hang, and you can make your own. Have fun, guys. Make it simple. Add some flowers to everything you do every day, y'all. Get ready to have your mind blown a little bit at how easily we can work with the simple wreath base we sell on Cleese.com, and we're going to get started on this. So the idea of making this project, and we're going to walk you through each step, but is that you create a bow hanger. Okay, so the bow actually is going to be hanging way above the project. Okay, so this gives you an idea of what we're going to do. So the first part you have to do is you have to create the, we're going to go through making the bow in a second, but we're going to make the hanger first, okay? Now, it's up to you on your project which one you want to do. You could do the hanger out of the bees. That'd be fine if you want the bees. And so what I mean by that, so you can get a visual, is it's the ribbon that's going to go around the top of your wreath. So do we want that to be bees? That's an option. Okay, y'all can let me know in the comments what you like better. Oops, I'm unrolling my other option here. Other option is the hanger to be done in the yellow and black dots. So I tell you what, I think we're going to use the bees since this ribbon's directional, and maybe you'll get a few more tips from that, but you get the gist. We're going to keep our color pattern pretty simple on this design, where we just use 2 ribbons. And that way when we do our florals and our accents, it'll be kind of clean looking. So we're going to use the bees just to have that cute bee kind of coming up as the hanger. Okay, so let's do that first. So you kind of have to decide how far away you want the bow from your wreath. Okay. Oh gosh, y'all are all picking yellow. Hello to you too. So a few of the supplies I'm going to need. I've got my glue heating up. If we need glue, we're going to need scissors. A few floral pins, because this wreath is foam, so that's pretty cool. I can totally pin into it and attach to it. And then we're going to need cable ties. All right, and this is the first time I'm going to use a little baby cable tie, because you don't need a big bulky one. You can use one, but we're going to use a baby one, and then I'm going to have an 8-inch cable tie also. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and decide our placement real quick. And we'll tie another bow in just a second, but I wanted to kind of get this meat and potatoes of the video here at the beginning so you could see. So depending how long, now this has 20-inch tails, okay? So as we do the 20-inch tails, that's going to touch the top of the wreath. That's fine with me. I think that's fine. So this will kind of be our length. Now, let me tell you how long that is. I'm going to measure with my bow maker. So from here to here is 16, and I need a little bit more, so it's probably around 20 inches at the top here. So we're going to need a full length, a loop at 20, okay? So I'm going to bring it all the way around. I'm holding my 20 at the top here, and I'm going to need that to be able to loop around. So, and that'll give me a little extra to make my loop at the top. So first of all, we're going to make this into a continuous loop of ribbon. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put it around my wreath first. This is important. Don't make the loop and not around your wreath. We can't get it in there. We can't sneak it in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue it first with a little hot glue right on that piece of the ribbon. Remember, if you use a glue gun, you're just going to be careful not to get right in there and start touching it yet. I'm just popping on a little hot glue, okay? Now, I'm going to put this face down because we don't want it to continue on. Okay, so I just made a little seam. Now that's not going to be enough to hold this, okay? That will rip apart. But I'm going to put this right to the back of my wreath. And I want it centered. So here's my center. I'm going to put it in the center. I'm going to flip that right around. And we're going to just pop in a couple of floral pins. Now when you're working with the foam wreath bases, you got to go at an angle. If you start to do a bunch in one line, you could create a weak point, okay? I got to angle these in. Just a couple. Just do that before the glue sets up. All right, maybe I'll do 3. I'll put 1 more at the top. All right, this is the back of the wreath we're looking at, guys. We're creating the hanger. Now, I'm going to come back with a piece of ribbon just to make sure I'm not going to scratch anybody's door. I'm doing great. How are you guys? Does anybody have some great plans for today? Of course, we are all in on spring wreath creating. Okay, so I just cut me a little bee out. I'm going to just glue him right on top of all of that. Come on in here. And I know I want my bees going down in my tail, so here's my first 20-inch tail. I measured it out, I bring it to the center, and I twist it. Yay! Now, I'm going to trim it just at an angle. Just like that, okay? Now I'm going to make my loops at, let's see, we'll make them at, I think we did 7 inches here. Come into 7 inches, and I'm going to twist it. 7 over here, and twist. You see how my right hand goes forward, my left hand comes back. I'm going to make a nice strong twist. 7 inches over here, and twist. And I'm going to start fluffing it right out. Well, we're so happy you're here today with us hanging out. Glad to be live with y'all, and make sure you're on our text list because I'm going to shoot a text when the second half of the video comes out where we actually design the bottom portion. But this is kind of a 2-video series because our simple product Saturday projects, we like to keep them under 30 minutes, and this one takes just a little bit longer. So we just thought, let's do it in a 2-parter. Okay, there is that part of the bow. Really easy, okay? You got that. Now we're going to add some yellow. And this tail, oh, you know, in our original bow we used yellow in the back, but that's okay. We'll put it in the between here. We'll just do a little bit different pattern. Okay, I'm going to step this up a couple of inches shorter. Probably 2 inches. I usually go with 2. Same thing, twist at the center. Now I'm going at 6 inches, so we're an inch shorter as we come into the middle. Okay, and I'm fluffing it out, holding it with my fingers. And I hold that center till I'm ready to start the next. Okay, and I get it all nice and pretty. 6 inches there, and scrunch. We're just going to have 1 loop here. So, although it was unintentional, I have reversed the pattern of our original bow. But you know what I could do? I'll make this one, and you could choose the one you like better for us to put on our wreath hanger at the top of this foam wreath. Okay, so look here, a little bit shorter, continuously decreasing the tail length, and I'm going to twist, and I tried to intentionally do that twist where it was kind of in the middle of a bee, so I could have a nice look. This is 5 inches here, and then we'll do 5 inches on the other side. Okay. And I thought I was going to have to worry about the direction of these bees originally, but they look fine. They look totally fine going up and down. I know on our Bow Wednesday video I cut the tail to make it go straight, but it doesn't really bother me on this one. Okay, there you go. There's our bow. Now we want to go ahead and take it off. And while I'm taking it off and preparing it, y'all vote if you want to use the more burlap one, or do you want to use the one with the yellow in the center for our finished wreath? Y'all pick, since I built this one backwards. Kind of gotten all in on the bees. Okay, an 8-inch cable tie going right up on the side, and I gently pull that up. Now I'm going to rotate this between my fingers, and I'm going to start fluffing before we get it really tight. And that includes bringing those tails down. You got to do that. Now I'm going to put, I usually put a longer cable tie in the back. We're going to choose the 8-incher right now. Okay. I think we'll go with the yellow. So right now I'm going to go ahead and put yellow in the center of this one. And we can show you how they both will look up against our color palette. And you could choose what you want to do. I just cut about a 12-inch strip of the yellow polka dot. And we're going to use it right down the center of this dude. I'm just folding it till I get an interesting pattern. I like this where I get a little yellow dot and a little stripe. I think that's fun. Okay. We'll put the yellow bow. See that down the center? That's cute. I'm going to twist. And I'm going to twist. I've got the royal queen bee here. I have. Okay, so there's our two options. So this one I didn't really end up worrying about the tail positioning. It worked out fine. You can go back and watch our Bow Wednesday video this week to check out how we did this one. And basically all we did was cuts on it. And we're going to use that one as our topper to our wreath hanger, okay? So we finished our bow. And let me go back and grab our wreath. And we're going to knock out the hanger on it, okay? Keeping in mind with what I have planned for down here, I think I like this a little bit better. And we already decided, as this is our hanger, and we pinned it in. Let's take a look real quick. If we had chosen this, one, I'm going to pull this out of the frame. You don't quite see it as much. What if we had chosen this as our hanger? Right here. Like, let's say we put this one. And that was our pretty hanger. So, look at here. Here's the bow we made today. Here's the ribbon hanger. You can see how they would totally both work if we just made those slight changes. So, the takeaway from that right now is the hanger being the ribbon that's used less in the bow seems to really work. It seems to really work. All right, here we go. I'm going to come back and we'll finish creating that. But play with your patterns, and you can even do that a little bit before you decide what you want to do as far as your project goes. All right, now I'm going to be making the hanger, which is all going to occur right here. So what we need to do is we're going to need a loop for them to hang it over their wreath hanger or their command strip on their door or whatever they're using. So it looks like I'm going to do that right about here. I'm just going to hold that with my finger. And it's time to grab my cable tie. And what I like to do is just kind of pleat this up right here. Boom, boom, boom. And give it a hard twist. Hard twist it. Okay, and this is going to be the loop they hang it from. All right, and I'm going to take and I like to put a cable tie here to keep it from twisting on you. It's not going to twist a lot anyway because of the bow will hold it, but we want to keep that in place right there. And that's where I use that little baby cable tie. You can use a big one. We're going to be putting another one over it anyway, but I like to have a separate one to kind of say, okay, stop twisting right there. All right, and now it's time to add our bow. And we're voting on the yellow. Look how cute. So this is the hanger that pops up above. And now I'm going to put on the bow. So yeah, y'all can go check that particular video to see more about this project. And make sure you're on the text list so when I release the next video, I'll let you know for video 2 in this series. It's a mini series, y'all. Isn't it cool we're having bow making mini series? Wreath making. Okay, now the next thing I will do is I'm going to manage these tails real quick. I'm going to give them a curl. Give this a little bit of a curl. These are the two shorter pieces. The longer pieces, I think we're going to let them somewhat fall down here. These yellow, we're going to let that yellow kind of fall. Let me curl this one. Okay, so that's our hanger. that's functioning as our hanger to the top here to hold this on the door. And these are our longer tails we're going to let kind of break the plane of the wreath. And there is our bow hanger. We're going to use bee-inspired colors, okay? So we're going to go with yellow and green. So we have this bush that we're going to use, and we're going to first of all start by just tearing it apart so we can get all the little pieces off of it. So I'm going to just start. Usually what I do here is I gently tear this paper. I'll just use my scissors. If you have a box knife, you can use that. Just be careful. I tear that paper just a little bit, and I'm going to pull these out. So I'm just taking and pulling this apart right now, and you just tear these pieces off. If you can keep them somewhat clumped, it's better. You don't have to do as much repositioning. So I'm going to have, it looks like 4 clusters off of this spray, and just take and trim them. Trim them right off. You could use the same bow making and hanger process. I was just thinking, what am I going to call that? To make your hanger. You could use that in a grapevine wreath too. Okay, step 1 is go ahead and fluff it all out. We're going to shake hands with each piece, like I would say in design school, guys. And I like to curl this grapevine. So I'm going to take these little faux vines and curl them just with my finger. You don't need anything fancy. You can use your finger to do that. They all have a little wire running through them. Okay, that one is curled up, ready to go, okay? And I'm going to lay it here. We're going to start to lay out our design. Because of their hanger being in the middle, we kind of want the weight to be a bit centered. It could be off center a little, but we want it to be centered. It'll just make our design lay prettier. Okay, look, I just started laying some on each side, and I'm just going to lay out my design. We're going to keep it real simple. I've got 3 of these little guys, and I'm going to just fluff them out, get them how I want them. How about we'll put 3 of them, just like that. A little down and a little up. A little bit off center, okay? So this piece, I'll just save it for another project. We'll just put it to a side. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Mary. All right, now, where's my little bee pick? This is the cutest thing. This one comes with 3 little bees, and they're actually pretty intricate. They each have their own little set of wings. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Can you see them? They're adorable. I love their little wings. You can bend them. It comes with 3 of these. So we're going to take and we're going to separate this out and use this in a few different sections. So far we just have it laying on there. I'm going to take and trim these. Hey guys, if you are watching over in one of the groups, which is fine, if you want to comment and be able to comment and me chat with you, just come over to the Khalees page. If you're watching on a replay, no problem. We're just happy to be with you and help you get inspired to create something beautiful. You know, just besides these videos, we have our design school class that's going to be opening up soon. I took those 3 off, okay? So these 3 are separated. We're going to use those throughout. And now I'm going to separate this grass a little. So I'm going to look at how it comes on this pick. Sometimes I can cut it in clusters. If I can, I will. If not, we'll just cut a few pieces off and use them in different spaces. So I'm going to take a few off, and then I'm going to leave the rest on here. So I've got 3, let's take about 4 off. 4 or 5. 4 or 5 pieces off, and I've got these we're going to leave on the wire. Thanks, Stace. Prayers for a good doctor visit. All right, now with these little grasses, what you can do is curl them. So just like you would with like a ribbon, like a curly ribbon for balloons. You guys have done that before, I know. You're crafters. Because this is glittered, I don't want to overdo it. I'm just going to do a nice little curl on it. And look, I just maintained the whole cuteness of the curl. Can you see it? See how it is there? Cute. All right, we're going to use this first. Now, I'm going to take and just dip this in the glue really quick. My glue pot's behind me, so just a sec. I just dipped the whole little cluster in glue. So I just kind of sealed it together with glue, and I'm going to add it right here to this piece over here. And I'm just going to put a little glue and I'm going to lay that other pick on top of it. So there's nothing holding it but a dot of glue. And that's really just to hold all those grasses in. Now I'm going to take a floral pin and kind of drag it through that glue a little. I'm going to put it in at an angle to hold all these. Okay? So let's add a little angle right there. Okay? Fantastic! Now, let's do that with the other side too. I've got the grass coming up. This piece will be going down in a second. We're going to go to this other side. We're going to take and curl these too. This is the other set of grasses. Hey Trudy, good to see you. Trudy's representing. Of course all the blue merinos are here. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Look how cute that got curled up. Isn't that cute now? I don't need to, I'm sorry, I don't need to glue this one because I cut it off. All right, this one's going to go down. I'm going to fluff it up. This one's going to go right beside it. I kind of like this grass on top of the other. All right, and same thing, we're going to pin this piece in. So I'm going to go ahead and dip that in my glue pot first right here. And then press it in to the foam. You see I'm going at an angle. I'm doing that on purpose. We don't want to create any weak points in a foam wreath. Anytime you're using a foam wreath, you can't line up pins. Boom, 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 boom. Or you'll create a break in it. Okay? You guys get it? Hey, Sandra? Now, this last piece, I don't want it straight down just because I like things angled. I'm going to go in at a little bit of an angle, but you can do whatever you want to do. So we're getting the 3 berry picks in, and I added the grass. Then we're going to put the little bees in just a second. I'm dipping it in the glue again. And we're coming at an angle here. Just coming at an angle. Just enough to hold it in. And if you feel like, oh, that could pull out, no problem. Come with a pin down lower and underneath. So I've dipped that one in the glue, and I'm going to just come back at it and just grab one part here with the stem. All right, and you can layer that up above it to hide all that. All right, before we put our cute little bees in or any more of our little greenery, let's go ahead and put our bow in first, okay? And then we'll work the rest of our components around that so we make sure those little bees are flying out. So we have a big bow at the top for our hanger. So I don't need, here's the big bow, right? I don't need to overkill this bow on the bottom. Oh, Ari's in here, y'all. She's gonna go get somebody. So we're just gonna make a cute little hand bow to go here at the bottom. So I'm just gonna pull this aside for just a second while we tie that so we have plenty of room. Lay this over the side. And I am going to do it with about a 12-inch tail, okay? So I'm going to take that and I'm going to twist this in my hand. Because this is a simple bow, we don't even need a bow maker or anything. And I'm going to go out at about, it's probably about 6 inches. And you're going to scrunch it, and you're going to twist, and you're going to make another loop. And these are just about 6 inches, and you scrunch it in your hand, just like this. You make sure everything looks about even, okay? And there are my tails. And I'll just trim them off straight to begin with, and I'll either dovetail them or angle cut them in a minute. Okay, so there's the first part of my bow. And now I want to take and add in this bee on top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the tail just a little bit shorter. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Scrunch it and twist it. And I'll lay that first tail right on top. Okay, now I'm ready to make this side of the loop. Keep your tails down. You could use a bow maker if it's easier, no problem. Gotta scrunch that. I'm making that just a little bit shorter. But we're keeping this bow really simple. We don't need it to compete with the other bow. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Hey, Ruth. Glad you're popping in. Okay, so one loop, really easy. Simple bow. Just like a normal bow that you would see. And I'm gonna just cut these in between the bees, and I'll make the tails pretty in a second when I have both hands back. All right, start with a cable tie going through the center right here. Okay. And I'm going to get it tight, but not all the way tight because I want to add a floral pin behind there in a second. But just like you normally would, we've got to fluff up the tail and get it all pretty. Hey, everybody does their own thing. You know, you do what you want on your design. I have, everything I do is going to be flowing and have movement because that's just the way my brain likes it. Curly and whimsical. I put the pin in now, okay? So the floral pin just went in. Now I'm going to get that tight. Okay. Y'all, let me know, have you been making any bee projects? Bee wreath attachments? What have you been doing with bees lately? I need to know in the comments. Or are you just eating honey? And do you get local honey close to you? It's supposed to be really good for you. I'm going to take this and cut up about, I usually do about 12 inches. And we'll just get a nice strip. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to just save some ribbon and not use too much ribbon. Now I'm going to take this and just fold it on itself. Let me put the rough edge in. And then the stripes, that'll be really cute. I'll get a yellow, a dot, and a stripe going down the middle. Like that. Look at there. A very, very, very simple bow, okay? So let's bring the wreath back. Here's our wreath back. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to put the bow in, and I'm not going to, I generally won't put it straight. I'll take and put it a little cockeyed. So I'm going to put it in sideways here, and I like for that greenery down there to pop out of that bow. Okay? So our pins there, you do need to put a little bit of glue on that. So I'll just take my glue stick from my glue pot here, and I'll bring it over to my project. So there's a little bit of glue on there, and I just take and wipe it on. Just simple like that. I'm going to pin this in where that hangs down. So I'm going to go just a little bit higher, I think. There we go. So it's pinned in and glued down. Now take and let's get our tails laying under this greenery. I want those yellow tails down. And I am going to cut these the opposite way. I like them cut this way. Let's cut them to match here. I'm going to go a little bit shorter because I don't want to cut a bee in half. I don't want any bee abuse, right? All right, I'm curling up that twig. Now let's get those bees in. That's so cute. Here's our bow at the top. So what happens with this whole piece is it's a long, beautiful piece, but it's not expensive to make. But when they hang it on their door, it's a party. It's a dang party on their door. Let's add the bees. Let's get these guys in. So I'm going to start with these. I think I'm just going to lay them first to get an idea. Let's have one maybe right here. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? These have so much dimension, and with their wings, they are just cute. They're not like those chinchy ones. All right, I think we're going to do one on each side, and then I'll have this one kind of fly up from the bottom. So we'll just kind of repeat where we had the greenery and get these guys in. So we'll be able to push these directly into the foam. We'll try that first. If that doesn't work, we'll just bend it like an L and pin it because they're all wired. Either way. I'm going to take and we'll start off with pushing it in. I'm going to dip it in glue and see if we can push it in. Okay, I'm going to go up a little higher. Oh yeah, we going in. Perfect. Now it's got a nice strong wire on it, so I can make this bee fly up, turn around, and sit up. Yep, perfect. Lots of dimension on this. Like I was just talking to my design school students, telling them that I just don't make things flat, and my designs aren't meant to be that way. So that's the same thing when it goes with this one. We got to have a lot of dimension. I'm going to push this one in on the other side. This is so cute. Okay, so that one's in. I got my two on either side. I'm gonna have that third one come out the bottom. Like they're buzzing all around the bow. Can you see it? Ah, so cute! All right, I'm gonna come from the bottom and just push it right below. Let's see if we can get it in. I got it. Like I said, if you have trouble getting something into the base, just pin it. It'll solve your problems. So there's my 3 bees. All right, and the final step I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little piece, we're going to break it down a little, and we're going to have it kind of come in around the bow. And in our class, I would call that breaking the plane of the bow. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm going to break the plane of the bow to give it more depth in my project. So the first thing I want to do is have something coming right up here through the middle. I'm going to take this little berry piece, we'll use it there, and we're going to need a pin to pin it in, okay? So I'm going to kind of lay it where I want it, right above the bow. And then I know you're not going to be able to see me pin it, so I'm going to dip that in glue and just pin it in. The bow's going to hide it a little. And I'm trying not to pin all in the same place. So I'm pinning over to the side, and then I'm bending it up from here and letting it kind of come up. Very cute. Very cute. Now let's have a little bit maybe coming out of the bottom right through here. Going to lay on top of that layer, a layer of the bow. Yeah, it really looks really cute. I'll post some finished pictures up on the website over at Cleese.com when it's all finished. And you guys can see how it looks hanging low. It's going to be hard for me to show on you on the video here. I'm going to try to push this in because there's a lot of other stuff right here. And we'll have that kind of come out a little to that side. Let me fluff it up. Get my little tails done. So you can see how you can make these really fast. And if you're a beginner, no biggie. You can make one on your own. Let me curl these tails. Because literally all we did was add a little bit of movement to the bees and had them poke up. It's nice and whimsy and whimsical. Now what we're going to do is get control of these tails. When we made the bow on the first video, we talked about how we wanted the, I wanted the tails to kind of come down to the wreath. If you don't like that look, just shorten them up. I think it's really cute. I'm just going to finish fluffing up the bow so you can see how it would look on a door here before we... Hi everybody, great to see you today. I'm Kali with Cleese.com, where we love to teach you the love of floral design. And don't forget, you can find all the supplies for this project we're going to make today over at Cleese.com. I hope you're buzzing with excitement as we're going to create our own little hive decor to go on our front door. And with this project, it's like what we call our simple project. So we are going to do this in under 30 minutes and make it a lot of fun together. So we're starting off with this really cute honeycomb base, which is just stinking adorable. It just looks like a honeycomb loaded with honey, and it also of course makes a beautiful flower shape too, so it's perfect to embellish with our fun bees. So we're going to be using this cute bee. He will be our main piece we're going to add on to this piece. We're also going to use this really cute ball pick because we need a little bling bling, and don't those remind you of the bees with the little fun stripes on them? And the cutest part of all is these sweet little honeycombs. And they've got little flowers and all the bling with them too, and the glitter. So we're gonna have, those are gonna be our 3 main supplies we're gonna add to this base also. So you're gonna see how quick and easy this is gonna be. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna lay these over to the side over here. And we're gonna start off first by putting our hanger on this project. So just take your honeycomb. If you need the supply list for this project, just let us know in the comments and we'll get it to you. This comes made just beautifully like this and all put together, but we do need to put a hanger on it. So the frame right here is all got a nice wire. So if you'll just take a piece of wire and add to that. This is 18 gauge paper wrap wire, and I like to use this for our hangers on all the wreaths we make for Kali's Design School. We use this wire in our floral design class all the time. So I'm just going to take and poke that in, and we're going to go on either side of the wire frame here, and we're just going to make a little bitty wire hanger. So because we're always making things to sell, of course, and give as gifts and things, it's really nice to have a proper hanger on something. So I wrapped it around the wire. You see me just bringing it down right now. I don't want it to be too big because it's going to show above the base. But I'm just going to take and trim this off as soon as I go through the wire first. So there's a big support wire right here I'm going through, and I'm just sending it right underneath. So I'll get a nice little hanger. And I didn't cut the wire yet because I want to have plenty of length to work with it first. Now just keep pulling and wiggling it through. And depending how long you want the hanger, you can leave it long or short. Grab your wire cutters. The things you're going to need at home is you're going to need your wire cutters and some floral foam and of course this wire, but you can get all the other supplies on our website. I'm just working it through right here, just working it and creating a little hanger, and I'll trim that off. And you can save this little piece of wire for another project. I'm going to take and twist that around, and look, I made the cutest little simple hanger right here that will hang it up now. Okay, and I'm going to flip that around. And our design school, I'm always telling them, you guys got to put a hanger on your stuff because it just makes you much more professional in the long run. Okay, so there's our hanger, and that's done. And I'm not trying to put that on after I get all my fun stuff on here. Okay, so do the hanger first. Now let's get ready to put our foam on. The foam is floral foam, so you can get this at any craft store. It is not the Oasis foam. It's nice floral foam that when you put hot glue onto a pick and you pick it in here, it makes it nice and almost permanent. So I'm going to take and glue this guy off to the side right here, kind of kitty corner. Now we're going to be putting the big bee on top of it eventually, so I want you to see how you want that. If you want him flying up or down, whatever you want. I think I'll have him flying up like this is what I'm thinking. And you can also move it over here if you want. Whatever you want, up and down. Here's our top of our piece. Do I want him here? Start thinking about that, because all of our fun floral elements and glitter picks and that are going to come out from right below him. So if I want him right here, I can put him right here or here, vice versa. Our whole design is going to go catty corner on the way I'm going to do it, but you guys can do whatever you want. Now, when you're creating on these burlap bases, you can't just go and attach things to the burlap. There's not enough strength there. You have to attach things to where the grapevine or wire frame is to have the body to use these bases, okay? So I'm going to dip this in my glue pot, and I'm going to stick it right here in on the frame. So the glue pot is what I use instead of a glue gun. If you've never seen our live videos, make sure you catch one. You'll see me using the glue pot, and you can get a feel for what it looks like. So I just dip this in the glue pot. I got a good amount of glue on there, and I'm actually going to kind of manipulate my glue so it's not everywhere and wiggle it in to the grapevine. The next thing I need to do is take some floral pins, like this is a U pin, and I'm going to pin it in through the grapevine into the foam. So these will secure this nicely to the base, and I'm going through some of that hot glue that we just wiggled all on the bottom. So I'm grabbing the grapevine and grabbing the base. So this glue is hot, but it's not piping hot like a glue gun, so it doesn't burn me quite as bad or hurt me like a glue gun would. So if you see me get a little glue on my hands, I do have tough hands. Still might be hot to you, but don't worry. It goes on pretty easily here. So I'm grabbing the grapevine and pushing it through the glue and into the foam. So we've got glue holding it and wire. We got a double protective point there. Get that one in. I don't feel that one going into the foam like I want it to. Okay, there we go. In. So it's on nice and stable. Really happy with that. And the next thing I'm going to do is get my background pieces in, but she will eventually go on the top here. Oh my gosh, this is so cute already, y'all. So adorable. Okay, remember to keep it where you know this is your top, so you're designing appropriately to go across the sides. All right, the first thing we want to do is get our honeycombs in the back. And these come in nice big sprays with 3 honeycombs. These are glittered, but it's cool. They've kind of made them look antique. which is also what they've done back here on the honey. So that antique glaze looks really, really good on that. So I'm going to take and just cut this into some smaller pieces. We'll cut the two main stems together here and leave them. And then we'll cut this as its own little piece right here. All right. And I'm going to really quickly just lay out my design. I know I want this one to come across the top here. So I'm going to just dip this into my glue pot and then just push it right into the foam where it comes across the top. All right, I'm getting a little glue on there. And I'm going to bring it over. Perfect, and the honeycombs can shoot out this way. That's cute. I love that. I hope you can see that okay. That's going in, and don't worry about the glue. All that's going to be covered by our bee in just a little bit. Now I'm going to grab my other honeycomb, and I think I'll cut it a little smaller and it can go right beside there. I'm calling these honeycombs, they're beehives. This is the honeycomb. I'll get it straight. Well, at the time we're done with the video, I might call it the right thing. But that's a slim chance. Slim chance. So, and I also want to take and shake hands with these pieces. That's what I call it in design school, when we take and manipulate the greenery and the stems so they all look like they're moving pretty. Just like that. I love that. That looks great. So let's kind of do the same situation coming down. So I'm going to take this stem and trim it as well. And I will just trim those into two pieces, one with two, and then one little short piece. This is just a simple project. You don't have to overdo it to get this cute, cute look. Now this one I'm going to go more on top of the foam up here. So I will take and I'm going to trim it a little shorter because it's a little too long. I don't want it shooting way off. So I just measure from the top. And we'll put that piece coming in right there. I'm going into my glue. Give it a little dip. Just going in, just kind of mirror image to where we put the other two. And here is my other beehive. We'll go right up the center, so it'll be a little bit longer. I just gave this guy a little swim in the glue pot. I'm going to push him in. There he goes. Nice. And I want those at a little bit different lengths. So I'll bend them up a little over. Those are so cute. And these cute little berries, if you want to give them a, you know, a little bit of a twirl, they're fun. Let me get these twirled too. I like that before I forget. I love little berry twigs. You can curl them out. That gives it a nice little different texture. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Okay, we've got one more to go. And let's see. Let's put him maybe. This one's a little bit longer. We can put him over to the side over here. Okay, so you've kind of got them all spread out. And then once those are in, we're going to get ready to put our contrasting balls in with the black and yellow, which are going to pop really nice behind the bee's body. And if you want, this guy is a little bit long. I'm just going to trim him and put him into the foam so he's not quite as long. That's just my personal preference. Don't feel like you have to do that. Okay. Tuck him in there. Oh, that's cute. All right, so those are in. Now my next step is going to be to grab the black and yellow pick, which is going to really add that pop because it's got the black. But our main bee character, who's the star of the show, has the black, so it's a perfect combination. And we're going to just take and do what we call a bend and twist on this. We're going to bend some forward and some backwards. I got glue on my nail, y'all, and it wants to stick to my pretty shiny nails. Don't take away the shiny. Isn't it like that? As soon as you get your nails done, you start messing them up. So I'm just going to do the bend and twist where I have some balls going up and some balls going down. And I'm going to take and cut this stem right here because we don't need it poking up. Okay, and we did a nice little bend and twist on these. So some of these are coming up and some of these are going down. Just like that. And think about your spacing. I kind of want them to split between each hive. Isn't that cute? That is so cute. Now, if I leave it like it is and I put this on top of it, then I would have to work around this on the top of the foam, which I really don't want to do. I want to be able to glue this guy right on the foam and have good adhesion to it. So just see where you need to cut here. And if you cut here, those 3 go up and these 3 go down. So just make your little cuts. It's no big deal. And then we'll just push them into the foam, just like this. So this one, we're going to put this into the glue first and then push it into the foam. All right, let's go up here and just push it in. Don't you love these simple projects like this, y'all? If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do it. Make sure you follow us here also so you can see more of our videos, because we love to share these fun little projects with you. Okay, and this one we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to push this in down there. So it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to have to cut it into 2 pieces. And this is strictly so I don't have to, I can keep this nice and flat, okay? So I'll put these 2 in on one side. And remember, we want them just to fall right between the cute little beehives. Because that is so cute. And have lots of movement and dimension. See how they're wiggling around and the green is popping up below? Now let me put this black one in right here. And we'll trim that one off. We'll put it over to the side. That's so cute! I love it. Oh, some of my glue dripped right here. I'm just going to pull that off. So we can throw that back in our glue pot and melt it up to make some more. All right, we've left that kneaded clean because that is where our bee is gonna go. And you can have her flying up or flying down. I'm gonna cut her hanger off. We don't need that. So I'll just really quickly trim that off. Gonna cut it neat to the surface. So she's a nice light foam core, so she can just go directly on here. And I'm gonna put her in where she's flying a little this way. So you decide how you wanna do it. Much or little. And see, I'm going to take and bend these up just so slightly because we've added all this awesome dimension by putting her on top of the foam. So this pops off and it's not flat. Isn't that fun? Now, let me get in here. We're going to add some glue right to the top of this. And I'll just use my bamboo stick that I keep in my glue pot and bring it over. So here comes some glue coming in. Just lay that right on. And then I'll take, while that's just sitting there for a second, I'll take a floral pin and I'll just cut it down a little, guys, where it's a little shorter. And we'll use, a piece went way over here. I will use a piece of this to go, I'll get it in a minute, into her. So get a little glue. Push it in at an angle so you have at least one little stick that's going into the foam also. And I like her angled just like that. So I'm pushing that into the foam and we're going to make sure that glue goes on it too. Oh, that's perfect. Now if you want to add more greenery, I thought it might be fun to add a little greenery behind too. So that's where I have this particular bush. Which it's greenery, a little yellow berries, and a little bit of butterflies. If you just want a little touch of greenery just to pop around, I thought that would be kind of fun. So let me take a couple of these and cut them off. And we will add these to the mix because we have all that dimension right underneath. So you can, if you don't want greenery, you don't have to have it, of course. And you could just glue that bee on the base and be done if you don't want all the bling bling. You have so many options when you're creating. That's why no two projects really look alike by the time you get done adding your touches and your preferences to your project. They really don't. Okay, I just cut that whole bush apart, and I thought it'd be fun just to add a little bit here or there of this. Let me bring my glue pot a little bit closer so I can show you now that we have a little more room on the table here. You can see what I am dipping into in case you've never watched before and you're like, what is she even doing? So this is my electric skillet with hot glue in it. And I do use a big one. They make smaller ones for crafting. So if you prefer, you can use one of those. And I'm just going to push these, after I get a little glue onto them, I'm pushing them into the foam. Just to take and, yeah, let them kind of soften the edges. And there is the little butterfly on a couple of them, but you know, there's nothing wrong with that. The butterflies, the bees. Let's put another piece on this side. I love this. This is super cute. And just push that in, and I'll kind of manipulate it a little bit. Come up here. That's cute. I'm loving it. Here's a longer piece. I think I'm going to use right up the middle, maybe a little bit behind this hive. Okay? So I'll give it a swirl. Go right underneath. That's cute. Okay, there's the top. I love that. Now let's do something similar down at the bottom. I'm going to take my longest piece first and have it come right down the bottom. And you want to keep it on that same angle that you've created in this design. Try to keep it very similar. There we go. That's precious. And then let's have another piece over on this side, kind of split up by this hive, because we have this hive over here. That's cute. So the greenery softens it just a little bit and gives it a little bit more of a natural look. And I'm going up into the foam. I want to feel it go in. Yep, once you hear it crunch in, then you're in. You're good. And I've got these two little pieces. I think we'll just have kind of come out the sides here. And I'm just going to tuck them in. And you can always use Spanish moss if you need to cover your foam from the edges. But in general, this thing is going to look great. Just like it is. Let me bring the balls forward. I want to make sure the little beehives and the balls are really poking forward. I love that. And if a ball comes off, you can just glue it back on. It's not a big deal. But I think we did it. Check her out. Isn't she precious? Y'all, this was so much fun making with you. I can't wait to see your creations that you do. But get out of your comfort zone. Make something fun. This took under 30 minutes to make, and I had a blast creating with you. So make sure you follow us here so you can see more